How do you design one of the most advanced ERs in the country? At Parkview, we did it by focusing all our attention on you, the patient, by involving doctors and nurses in the design process, by creating quieter, more private spaces, and by leading the region in heart, stroke, and trauma care. This is not your typical emergency room. It's Parkview. In an emergency, isn't this where you'd rather be?
Parkview, your partner in health.
Quarterback's back to pass. He's going deep across the middle, and it's picked off at the 3-yard line. He rolls to his left. He's tucking the ball. He's at the 10. Oh. He is hammered. Oh, my goodness. Freight train coming. Throw right down the middle. He's got it at the 10. Oh, at the 5. Touchdown.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SAC Football. It's Friday night. The lights are on and the mics are live. Sit down, strap in, and hold on, because here we go.
Good evening, football fans, and welcome to Redeemer Radio Sports. My name is Joe Wharton, and I am here at Northrop High School, Spooler Stadium, for high school football, and it is going to be championship football tonight here at Northrop High School, where it is homecoming for the Snider Panthers, and they'll be taking on and hosting the Bishop Dwenger Saints. And Mark Watts, who's joining me here in the booth. Mark, it is championship football because this, for all intent and purposes, is for the conference championship here in the Summit Athletic Conference.
Oh, that's right, Joe. We've got two teams that have played for this before, and we're going to see just how good these teams are tonight, Joe, because you don't play non-conference, so we're going to see tonight.
This is going to be great. Before we get started with this, we're going to break it down a little more, but let's send it down to Nick Gray for our opening prayer. We can never forget about you. Very exciting night here at Spooler Stadium as the Bishop Dwenger Saints team is coming out of the locker room. Tonight's communication sponsor is Dr. Todd Briscoe. If you can hear this game, it's thanks to our communication sponsor, Dr. Todd and Mary Briscoe and Briscoe Family Dentistry. Their generous financial support helps make this Redeemer Radio Sports broadcast possible. Need emergency dental care? Call Dr. Briscoe at 486-9950. Mark, two teams tonight, Snider and Bishop Dwenger. They've been in championship games before, and this one's going to be no different. Snider comes in with the number one offense in the conference, and they are averaging 49 points a game. And the Bishop Dwenger Saints come in tonight with the number one defense, only giving up 16 points per game on the season, but 11 points per game over their last 3 games. So tell me more about this matchup as you see it.
Well, Joe, first of all, we've got to talk about Snider's offense. They're led by Isaac Stiebling, the quarterback, Division I quarterback, and he has some weapons, probably the best weapons that I've ever seen on a high school team in one setting. Bramley, Turner, Hippenhammer. These are their 3 receivers. You're going to hear this name all night. And their 2 running backs are also very good.
Dominic Scott and Money Woods. Fantastic. And they're interchangeable parts, Mark. Those 2 guys, they both average almost 8 yards a carry, nearly 80 yards a game. They're very interchangeable. And
now you're going against a Dwenger team that leads the conference in defense. They have just a solid front 7, Joe. I'm telling you, they hit you. The linebackers feel probably the best of anybody, and they are solid. The key tonight for Dwenger, one of them, and I'll get to the keys to victory here pretty soon, is they're going to have to try to contain, not stop, those receivers from Snider.
Well, and you talked about those receivers, Mark. Turner, Hippenhammer, and Bramley. All 3 of them are getting looks from Division I programs. And Isaac Stiebling, we can't say enough about this young kid. Number 7 for Snider. He is the senior leader. He's the senior signal caller, and he has 21 touchdowns on the season, and he has only one interception. So Isaac Stiebling's been getting it done all year, but he's going to have his work cut out for him tonight as he takes on a very stout defense. Mark, what are your keys to this game? Keys to victory.
Thank you, Joe. For Snider, protect Isaac Stiebling. Dwenger has 33 sacks on the year. Snyder's offensive line needs to protect Stiebling. Defensively, Snider needs to contain the run. Limit Oman Clark's big plays. Lures had some big plays when we did their game before. Dwenger's side, put pressure on Stiebling. They need some stops. They just can't let Snyder just keep going all the way down the field. And offensively,
here we go. We're going to shoot down to Casey real quick for the coin flip. Here we go, Casey.
There you have won the toss.
Snider Athletic Booster Club would like to thank all sponsors for their support.
Guys, I don't know if you heard that, but St. won the toss and deferred to the second half. Snider obviously chose to receive. We're going to see that high-powered offense right out of the gate. Back up to you.
Mark, here we go. We're going to see Isaac Stiebling and crew right out of the chutes. Snider will be going left to right on your radio dial.
All right, you all finished this. Excuse me. So Dwenger again on defense, put pressure on Stiebling. They need some stops. They just can't let Snider run up and down the field. And offensively, they need to run to set up their play action pass. But Chelney, the quarterback for Dwenger, is a better passer off play action.
I agree.
But Joe, I'm telling you, one thing that we're going to watch tonight is special teams play. This could be the difference. They're really closely matched. Good defense on on Dwenger's side. They both have good offenses and defenses, but the best in the conference on defense for Dwenger, the best offense with Snider in the conference, and it could come down to a kick. I'm telling you, I think it's going to be this close tonight.
Well, when we break down these two teams, we look at the offensive line. A lot of big games are won in the trenches, and really we gave the nod to Dwenger in both of these categories. So we're going to find out early here. And the other big question is, how is Dwenger going to elect to cover these three fine receivers?
Well, I talked to
Snider.
Joe. I talked to Coach Sullivan, and they said they're going to play a lot of man tonight with a free safety. So we'll see how that works going in.
And here we go. The Saints are lined up, getting ready for their kickoff. And it looks like kicking off is Keenan Wencasejo for the Saints. Back deep. It is two back deep. It's a short kick to number 8. That's Bramley. He's running to his left. He's got a little bit of room, and he's brought down on the far side of the field by number 25, Obergefell for the Saints. Again, Bramley on return, and the Snider Panthers are going to take over on their own 28-yard line.
Okay, starters up front for Snider. Tackle, Dellinger. Hurt. Offensive guards, Thomas and Munoz, and center is Joe Thorson.
Snider huddled on the sideline. Now they run out straight to the line of scrimmage. Tight end to the right. Two receivers to the right, two to the left. Stiebling alone in the backfield. Saints are playing up tight on the receivers. Stiebling now is looking around, checking the play. Still transmitting signals to his offense. Now he looks ready. Here we go. Takes a snap, and he looks quick to his left. Gets rid of it quick out there to David Turner, number 1 on the far sideline for a 5-yard gain. And Mark, we saw a lot of this in film study. Just quick, high percentage passes from Isaac Stiebling.
And what they do, they'll get the formation. Coach Tippmann looks at what Dwenger's doing. He calls the play like right now, and now Stiebling is transferring that, communicating that to the players.
One back in the back with Stiebling right behind him. There Stiebling takes. He throws out a screen pass out here to the near side. Hippenhammer has it and finally brought down here right by us, right in front of us by Mike Hake. But not before the Snider Panthers and Hippenhammer get enough to move the chains. The ball's now at the Panther 40-yard line.
Joe, this is what Snider does a great job of. They motion you, they formation you to put isolation. That time they motion Hippenhammer from his left to right, and it isolated him on a
Two receivers left. There's the snap, and it's a reverse coming back at us. To the 50, to the 45, to the 40. And he's gone, Mark. He's going to the house. One man to beat Amon Clark. And Amon Clark gets him down and pushes him out of bounds. The ball carrier there is David Turner, and he is pushed down. Check that.
So they're calling touchdown.
They're calling touchdown. The one referee put his hand up like he was out of bounds. The other one raised for a touchdown. So it is a touchdown. Quick strike by the Snider Panthers on a huge 60-yard reverse to David Turner to pay dirt. 6-0 Snider on for the extra point.
And Joe, that's what you do against good defenses. They were flowing, and you just used their aggressiveness against them on that reverse.
Paul Boosman in to kick this point after for Snider. There's the snap, kicks up, and it is good. Boosman is good on the extra point. 7-0 Snider. Casey O'Boyle, what did you see?
Well, I saw a beautifully executed reverse, as did you guys. And that's not something Snider's done. They have not reached into the bag of tricks all season long, saving something like that for the right tune time. And I tell you what, like you said, Coach, against an aggressive defense, you want to get that play early. That'll keep that Dwenger defense from pinning their ears back the rest of the game.
Casey, you're exactly right. Mark and I were talking about it before we came on air about that I felt like Snider was going to throw some deep just to keep them honest early. But they didn't throw deep, but they did go with razzle-dazzle early to keep them honest.
Yeah, it was just it's good coaching. It's just they saw something on film, and again, it's just the aggressiveness of Dwenger's defense that hurt them. And you always tell the backside end to stay at home, and he was responsible for that. I don't know who that end was. But when you've got the speed of Turner coming around there, it's hard to contain.
Trent Morgan on to kick off for the Panthers here on homecoming night from Spooler Stadium. Back deep to Mon Clark and Zach Norton for the Saints. And there's your kick. It's going to be fielded by Mon Clark at the 10. He's got a wedge right up the middle. And there he goes. He's to the 30, 35, 40. He's running to the far sideline, tries to turn it back in, and is finally brought down at the Saints' 46-yard line. So a good return there by Amon Clark. Nice wedge set up by the return team, Casey O'Boyle.
Yeah, guys, I was at Snider Northside a week ago. This is a big weakness for Snider that I saw in person last week. Northside had 227 yards on kickoff returns and almost took 2 to the house. So obviously whatever they worked on this week, they didn't correct.
7-0, Snider on top early here in the first quarter at Spooler Stadium. Pachelny in now, calling 2 backs in the back each side of Pachelny. 2 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 here close to us. There's given to Amon Clark off the right side, and he's got room. He's already passed the first down, and then finally wrangled down in Snider territory. Amon Clark gets all the way down to the Snider 38-yard line.
Joe, this is a young Snider team. They've got 3 sophomores and 4 juniors starters out there. So Snider has been giving us some yards on the ground, and right there, Dwenger took advantage of it.
If the Saints are going to have any chance tonight, it's going to be the big boys up front. Got to get it done. Campbell, Myers, McGuire, Herber, and Maccabee.
Snider in their 4-4.
Pachelny, here comes motion towards us. Amon Clark running right to left. Pachelny takes it. Quarterback draw up the middle. Good blocking up the middle. Another first down for Bishop Dwenger as Pachelny takes it all the way to the Snider 25-yard line.
Tackled by Narrison there, and boy, when you have your safety make a tackle, Joe, that's not a good sign.
That's not a good sign at all. 2 plays and 2 first downs for Bishop Dwenger. The Saints come in averaging 245 yards per game on the ground.
This is what Dwenger has to do to set up their passing attack.
2 backs in the backfield with Pachelny. Pachelny in the shotgun. There's the snap. Gives it off to Amon Clark. Amon Clark off the right side. Finally brought down over there, but still a pickup of about 3.
Lawrence Johnson, the 6'3", 275-pound defensive tackle for Snider. Got some good penetration that time, but the back cut outside of it and made a good cut, got a couple yards.
Snider on top, 7-0, 10 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Snider scored on a 60-yard reverse on their first possession. 2nd and 7, call it 2nd and 7 for the Saints. Pachelny in the shotgun again, 2 backs in the backfield. There's a snap, fakes it up the middle, throws it out here to Norton on the near sideline. Norton's fighting and fights all the way down to the 15-yard line, the Snider 15-yard line. And again, that looks like it's going to be enough for a first down, Mark.
And that's what we were talking about, Joe, early. The play action pass. It wasn't really a good fake inside. but it's set up pass. Is it first down?
No, a little short. I think maybe they're talking about calling for a measurement. And here's a timeout call for a measurement. Now, this will give me a chance to tell you about the Snider starting defense. Up front, Marcus Green, Johnson, McDowell, and another Johnson, Will Johnson, are up front. The linebackers are Brown, France, Brelsford, and Narrison. And the defensive backs tonight for the Snider Panthers, Gorman, Stark, Slaughter, Hippenhammer, and Haft. And now they are signaling a first down, so the Saints get a third first down. The ball now sits on the Snider Panther 15-yard line.
This is exactly what Dwenger needed, Joe. Make some good first downs and making a push here.
Amon Clark right behind Pichelny. There's the give to Amon Clark right up the middle. He's hit, and he's hit again and again, but he's fighting for some yardage. He's going to get positive yardage, Mark, but it's only going to be a couple.
Snider right now is slanting their line up front, Joe, and the Dwenger offensive linemen are just caving them down, and it's forcing the backs to make a quick move. That's what happened that time. So Snider's trying to get penetration, and Dwenger, let's see how they handle that stuff up front.
Remember, this is a all-senior offensive line for the Saints. All 5 of these big boys are seniors, and the 2 defensive tackles for Snider are only sophomores. Pichelny has the play. He's in the shotgun. Again, 2 backs in the backfield. There's the snap. He gives to Clark. Clark's running right. He's got a big hole. He's going all the way to the end zone, and he is in for a touchdown. Saints touchdown at the 8:51 mark. The Saints score, and now, hey, we can't take a break here, Mark, because you never know what Coach Bodrab's going to do on these extra points.
Oh, I know. Last week he had 2 fake extra points. One, they just stayed on the left-hand side. The other one, they had kind of a reverse. So let's see what happens here. Snider will be ready.
Casey, what did you see?
Hey, guys, real quick, came right at me. Blocks by receiver. E-cable on the edge really helps bring on Clark. Back up to you.
Thank you, Casey. And the Saints extra point team is missing one body, and here he comes in. Still plenty of time, 12 seconds on the play clock, but you certainly don't like to have personnel issues on a PAT. And here they go. They lined up to the left. There it is. And it is flipped out to Amon Clark. He was looking for a receiver in the backfield. Nothing doing. The Snider defense was ready for that trick play. So the Snider Panthers lead at the 8:51 mark here in the first quarter on homecoming, 7-6 over the Bishop Dwenger Saints. Mark, that was a 13-yard touchdown run by Amon Clark.
Joe, that extra point was open. What had happened, because the young man who forgot he was on the team run out there, the chemistry of the whole play was out of whack.
Right.
So Amon
everybody was rushed.
And the tight end was wide open in the end zone, but there was no blocking for him. If he could have just tossed it out there, the tight end was open for that 2-point conversion.
Good coaching and good preparation by the Snider Panthers coaching staff. They were ready for the razzle-dazzle, and we certainly have come to enjoy the PATs.
Well, you called it, Joe.
Number 16, Ridley.
Well, I talked to Coach Bodrab this week, and that's his deal, the extra points. He likes to, that's what he's coaching. And he said we've seen about 4 different variations. He said he's got about another 4 in his pocket.
I talked to Coach Bodrab, and I said, Ernie, how excited are you tonight? He said, Mark, I'm so excited. I'm so lucky to be here. I've not had a big game like this to coach in since the 80s.
Wow.
So that's how important this game is to him.
When Consejo is in to kick, number 29, the senior, for Bishop Dwenger. The ball's at the 40-yard line. Again, the Saints are going right to left. A pop-up kick. Looks like it's going right down there to David Turner. He fields it at the 30-yard line, and he is buried right there. Talking to Coach Bodrab again, he mentioned that they probably are not going to kick off to Mac Hippenhammer, that they were going to pop it up tonight.
Zach Norton there on the tackle for the Saints.
Casey O'Boyle.
Hey, guys. That kick is not easy to do. And Keenan Bonconsejo now has pooched 2 beautiful kicks. I tell you what, almost was fumbled, 2 Snider Panthers on it at the same time. Something to keep an eye on the rest of the night.
You're exactly right, Casey. Wayne Consejo has done a nice job getting both of those pooch kicks high in the air, so there's no chance for much of a return. Isaac Stiebling, and now he has trips to his right, and no receiver. There's a tight end to his left. One back lines up directly behind Stiebling. There's the snap. He's throwing it out here towards us, Mark, and they have it, and that is, again, number 1, David Turner, but a flag comes in. It looked like a receiver was holding here on the outside.
Well, Dwenger didn't have enough people out here, Joe. Snider had 3 receivers on Dwenger's defensive left-hand side, and they had 2 cornerbacks out here, and they had a safety about 10 yards deep inside. That's going to be there all night if they don't adjust to that.
7-6, Snider on top. The penalty is indeed holding. That's going to back the Panthers up 10 yards. The crew tonight, Mark, is from Huntington. The refereeing crew. Here we go. It is first at about 17. Let's call it first and 17. Stevens takes it, fakes the run, throws it out here to Hippenhammer, and Hippenhammer's brought down after about a 4-yard gain, bringing up a second down at the Snider 28. Let's take it down to Casey O'Boyle.
Quick, great open tackle by Mitch Effinger, St. Vincent grad against St. Charles grad Mac Hippenhammer. Another intriguing matchup to keep an eye on tonight.
The Panthers go back to the trips to their right. Nobody in the backfield with Stiebling. Again, second down, 2nd and 12. Stiebling looks to throw. He throws quick out to David Turner. David Turner's brought down immediately, but not before he picks up about 5 yards. So it brings up a big 3rd down for the Snider Panthers.
Peter Winklejohn on the tackle, 5'10", 209-pound junior. Boy, he brings the heat, Joe.
3rd and 7 for the Panthers, moving left to right. The Panthers sit at their own 33-yard line. They need to get to the 40 to get a first down. Stiebling with one back behind him. He's rolling to his left, looking, and he is hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Frankie Yanko got to Stiebling. Stiebling had to hurry his throw. It was incomplete. Punting situation for the Panthers.
Dwenger had good coverage that time. He was looking deeper, and nobody open.
Let's check in down on the field with Casey.
Hey, guys, this week when I spoke with Coach Kurt Tittman, the one guy he was most concerned about was Frankie Yanko. He called him number 59 about half a dozen times in our conversation. We saw an example of that right there. Great pursuit by Frankie Yanko. Back up to you.
You're exactly right. Frankie Yanko has 8 sacks on the season. The Saints come after it, and I think they got it. No, they didn't get it, but they did get the kicker as the flag comes out. I thought maybe they tipped it the way the ball came out of there, but the referee has the final call on that, and he's not going to buy it because that flag flew. I think this is going to be roughing the kicker, Mark. What do you think?
It is, Joe, and the problem there, they had 4 Dwenger Saints in there on the punter, and you always tell them to reach where the kick's going to go, and they went at the leg, and it was just a rookie mistake there. You can't go for the leg, you go in front of the leg.
Snider up 7-6. Casey, what do you have?
Guys, that's the way they coach it, but by the same token, it was a low snap that was not handled well by the punter. Trent Morgan at Snider. I don't have any idea how they missed that. They had 4 birds on the ball at the same time. Unbelievable for the Snider Panthers.
Okay, the Snider Panthers now have the ball in their own territory still, but they're all the way up to their own 47, and that's where Stiebling will have a 1st and 10 for this offense. Again, Snider on top, 7-6.
These are mistakes that you can't make if you're going to beat Snider.
Motion now by David Turner. Fake to Turner. Now the counter up the middle to number 3, Money Woods. And he's brought down over there by Colin Burns. But a nice pickup on 1st down. Pickup of 6 for Money Woods.
I mean, what a great name, Money Woods. We've said it before.
I mean, you're destined to be a running back.
Yeah, you are. And he made a really nice cut. That's the first time he's run the ball tonight, I believe, Joe.
It is. We've seen a lot of Stiebling throwing the ball around. Nobody in the backfield now with Stiebling as they're into Saints territory. The ball's at Saints 45. Again, David Turner in motion. Throwing it out there to David Turner, and he is corralled immediately and brought down by the anvil. And when I say the anvil, I'm talking about Austin Burns from his free safety position.
Boy, what a nice play. The Hippenhammer went in motion from his right to left, and instead of running all the way through, the strong safety replaced the free safety. The free safety rotated up and read the play. Big play right there.
3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 for the Panthers here in the first quarter. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. Critical 3rd down. Let's see what the Saints do if they bring heat after Stiebling. One back in with Stiebling. Stiebling takes it, looks to throw. Here comes the heat, and he is sacked. Sacked on 3rd down. That looks like number 46 for the Saints. Grotemat, I believe. Yes, from his defensive end position, gets a sack and brings up a punt position. So the penalty on the roughing the kicker does not hurt the Saints as the Panthers are forced to punt again.
Well, Joe, we talked about the key to victory. And number one, protect Isaac Stiebling. And he's been hit once, he's been knocked down, sacked once, and he was hurried once. So there's 3 times that he could not just set up.
There's the snap, and the punt is away. Nobody hits the punter this time, and it's caught out at the 25-yard line. That's Amon Clark, and I thought he was going to call for a fair catch, but chose not to. He gets out across the Saints' 30-yard line. So that's where the Saints' offense and Pichelny will take over with 5:28 to go here in the first quarter.
Big stop by Bishop Dwenger, and Snider's not used to this, especially what I've liked, what Dwenger's done defensively. They've really have defended the short passes well, Joe.
Really, and I think watching last week's film when Snider played Northside, that was their bread and butter. And Northside never really seemed to make adjustments, and they just threw those short passes all night long, or at least in one half till they scored 63 points. Pichelny now has no back in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 7-6, Snider on top. 1st and 10, there's the give. No, Pichelny chooses to keep the ball up the middle. Short gain off the right side. Call it a gain of 1 for Pichelny on the keeper. 2nd down and 9. The Saints are looking at a 2nd down and 9 from their own 32-yard line. Again, the Saints are moving right to left. 7-6. Saints trail by 1.
Tackled by Campbell that time.
Huddle breaks. Pichelny brings the offense up to the line. 1 receiver split far right, 2 to the left, and 2 backs behind Pichelny. There it is, and it's given to Clark off the right side, and he's looking for some room. Has a little bit of room, but no, not much. It closed up fast over there. Mark brings up a 3rd down now, a 3rd and 2. And this offense of the Saints isn't really built around 3rd and 8.
No. We said before that they need to run play action. Well, 3rd and 8, even if you fake the play action, they're not going to take the fake because
right, you have to be effective running the ball for that play action to be effective.
Right, you're throwing 1st and 2nd down play action. So here we go. Let's see what Pichelny can do.
2 receivers to the right, 1 back in with Pichelny, 1 receiver out here to the left. There's
Blitz.
the pass fake. Blitz comes over the middle. Berghoff has it, and he has enough for 1st down into Snider territory. A nice play action and toss over the middle to Berghoff, the 6'4 receiver, and he takes the ball across the 50-yard line into Snider territory. Let's call it the Snider 48. The chains are moving again for this Dwenger offense.
You've got to credit the offensive line of Bishop Dwenger. Campbell, Myers, McGuire, Herbert, and Maccabee picked up the blitz really well. Those 5 blocked their 5. 1st down.
1st and 10 for the Saints, who trail in this one 7-6. Pichelny calling signals, takes it. Now he's going to give to Amon Clark off the left side. Nothing there on the blitz as number 11 comes in and just stuffs it right in the backfield.
Austin France, you could hear it, the sophomore, just read the play. It was slow developing, Joe. It looked like a counter.
It did look like a counter, but that linebacker came on the blitz, and there was no hope.
The timing was off of it. A good play by Snider.
Casey.
Hey, guys. Landon Campbell just told something to Blake Pichelny, the quarterback, who sprinted to the sideline to share that information. Let's see what happens on this play.
Here we go.
Up to you.
The ball's right at the 50-yard line. 2nd and 12 for the Saints. Pichelny's calling the signals. There's the snap. Fake to Mon Clark over the middle. He's looking middle, nothing there. He decides he's going to tuck it and run. Puts his head down and gets past the original line of scrimmage. A pickup of almost 5, let's call it 4, back into Snider territory. The ball will be at the Snider Panther 46-yard line. Blake Pichelny. Mark, travel sponsor real quick tonight is H&L Electric. Redeemer Radio has 1 travel sponsor, and that's H&L Electric, specializing in commercial electric needs for the business community. H&L Electric can handle the smallest to the largest of projects for your business. Call Pete Henry at 357-0123. Back to live action. 3rd and 8 here for the Saints. Pichelny calling now, checks up, looks over at his sideline, looking for an adjustment from offensive coordinator Corey Kitchen. Back to business here for Pichelny. He takes it. He gives to Mon Clark off the right side. Nothing doing. Number 11 again. Number 11 again has got a nose for the ball on this drive, Mark.
Austin France, he and Janari Brown both just stuffed it. Dwenger got a little conservative that time. Just tried the ISO play off the right tackle.
Offense is still on the field, Mark. Now, we knew this might be coming. They're going to take some chances potentially, or Pichelny is prepared to pooch kick it if needed.
Wow, here we go.
Here we go.
Fourth and
Pachelny's
9.
barking out. Now he looks over to the sideline again, getting instructions.
Snider
He
still
makes an
has
adjustment.
someone
He
deep.
makes an adjustment. Now Pachelny's backing up a little bit. He's going to pooch kick it, and there it is. Nice kick by Pachelny, my goodness. Kicks it deep and into the end zone. No chance for a return. Again, when I talked to Ernie this week, Ernie Bodrad, he said the person that scares him the most is Mac Hippenhammer.
Yeah.
And they were going to take steps to make sure that Hippenhammer didn't have very many opportunities to return the football in special teams. 7-6, Saints trail in this one, 1:35 to go. Snider Panthers going to get the ball back here, and it's going to be on their own 20-yard line after the pooch kick by Pachelny. Casey, old boy, you're a busy man. What do you got down there?
Yeah, it's hard to call that a pooch kick when it's 46 and a half
Did you see
yards
that?
in the air. I think if Joe Nepper has a tough night, we know who his backup is.
Bigfoot Pachelny. Stiebling, nobody in the backfield, now motion, Hippenhammer. And no, Stiebling keeps it and is buried at the line of scrimmage by Joe Stegmeyer. No gain on the play, maybe a half-yard loss. Let's just call it a no gain, Mark.
That's the first time we saw Stiebling running out of the pistol with that option play. He just rides money in the line. If the linebacker takes him, he pulls it and runs, but nothing there.
Nothing there for Stiebling on the read option. Back in the backfield now. Looks like Monty Woods. Here comes Bramley in motion. Fakes it to Woods. He's looking left, rolling left. Stiebling's looking, throws. He's got a man. That's Bramley open. Really near the sticks over there on the far sideline, near the 30-yard line. We'll have to wait and see on the mark before we can decide if the chains are going to move.
Well, he put someone in motion, and that time Stiebling bought some time by moving to his left and found, who's that coming across the...
That was Bramley.
Yeah, Bramley. Boy, he's so fast. He came all the way across from his right end position, caught it about the numbers on Stiebling's left-hand side.
Obergefell on the stop for the Saints. Brings up a 3rd and short. Call it 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1 at the Snider 29. Snider leads 7-6. Less than a minute here to go in the first. There it is. Give up the middle to Dominic Scott. And I don't know that he has it, Mark. Great defensive stand on the far side of the field. Looked like Nolan Seif. Quiet riot in on the stop.
That was just a straight dive play, mano al mano, and I think Dwenger won that one, Joe.
The down marker's already moved it to 4, and he's got the best look at it. So I got to believe it's a 4th down. 4th down is the call by the White Hat. So what will Snider do now? Coach Kirk Tittman, the fine coach for Snider, has a decision to make here early. Remember, the ball rests at Snider's own 29-yard line. This will be a tough spot of the field to make a mistake, Mark.
Well, he's going for it. He's got the confidence of his offense. He's thinking about it now. No, he's not.
Here we go. Stiebling still in the game.
He might draw him offside.
Draw him offside. Stiebling can punt as well. So we'll see. Nobody's in the backfield with Stiebling on 4th and a half a yard.
Oh,
and there it is. They drew off the Saints.
Oh.
That's a great play there by Isaac Stiebling. The hard count drew 2 defensive tackles. Both of them jumped into the middle. And those are the kind of things that will just kill you. Penalties hurting the Saints here early as they trail in this one 7-6. 15 seconds to go in the first quarter here at Northrop High School Spooler Stadium on homecoming night for the Panthers.
On the 8th game of the year, you cannot make that mistake.
You can't make that mistake.
I mean, and I'll bet you anything the Dwenger coaches were out there yelling, don't jump, don't jump.
Here we go. 1st and 10. The chains have moved for Snider. Nobody again in the backfield. Mac Hatton. Here going deep. They're going to try Malik Bramley deep. Way out of bounds is the throw. Way overthrown there by Isaac Stiebling. The fade was intended for Malik Bramley here on the near sideline right in front of us.
Well, the free safety of the Dwenger Saints came up to take a back out, and the middle of the field was wide open, Joe. I wonder if they're going to run that same play and do a post, because, boy,
it was there.
Oh, it's there. My goodness sakes.
2 receivers to the right. 1 back stays in with Stiebling on 2nd and 10. The back is given. Dominic Scott has the ball. A nice hole here on the right side, and he has more than enough for a first down before he is tackled out of bounds in Saints territory all the way down to the Saints 41-yard line. Big hole on the right side for Dominic Scott.
What set that up is Stiebling executed his fake very well, and it really froze the secondary, Joe. Gave him a good chance to get out there before the secondary realized it was a run.
Dominic Scott averages 8 yards a carry. This Panther team averages 210 rushing yards per game. And that's going to do it for the first quarter of championship football here at Spooler Stadium. Snider leads 7-0. We're going to take a 1-minute break. You're listening to Redeemer Radio Sports on 106.3 FM.
Redeemer Radio gladly thanks Dr. Mark Stoner, a St. Jude parishioner, for underwriting a portion of our programming. Dr. Mark Stoner offers comprehensive dentistry for every family member. Dr. Stoner is now accepting new patients at his new location, 9830 Auburn Road. For more information on services for all dental needs, Dr. Stoner can be found on the web at markstonerdds.com or reached by phone at 260-484-4181.
This is Jason Schiffley, principal of Bishop Dwenger High School. Students enter our school as children and emerge as adults, prepared to go out into the world with the tools necessary to become citizens of two worlds. Our enriched curriculum focuses on academics, service to the community, and participation in extracurricular activities, all while building on the foundation of our Catholic faith. Tuffy, our saintly mascot, reminds us that we are all called to be saints. Call us at 260-496-4700 or visit us online at bishopdwenger.com to find out how you can become a Dwenger saint.
Stevens throws the ball out here on the first play, throws it out to his left, out to number 18, and of course 18 is the tight end. That's Bryson Half. Bryson Half picks up a nice gain, moves the chains, and the Snider Panthers are threatening inside the red zone now. The ball's all the way down to the Saints' 17-yard line.
Joe Stevens showed his athletic ability that time. He got some pressure, just found Half just going across, just tossed him a little like a jump pass just to give him the ball.
1st and 10 in the red zone. Here Steeling gives it to Dominic Scott, running to his right. A big hole out there, nobody near him. He's going in easy, untouched. Absolutely nobody on the right side of the defense over there for the Bishop Dwenger Saints, and it's an easy 6 points for Dominic Scott.
Bryson Half, the tight end for Snider, just sealed off that whole right side. I saw his numbers. He turned to the hole, and there was no one out there. Wow.
Dominic Scott, a 12th touchdown on the season. He leads this team in rushing touchdowns, does Dominic Scott. So the Panthers are up 13-6, waiting on the point after here with 11:40 to go in the second quarter.
And the penalty hurt the
Kept
Saints
the drive alive.
Kept the drive alive. Mental mistake.
There's the snap, holds good, kicks up, and it looks perfect. The Snider Panthers now lead the Saints 14-6. Again, 11:40 to go in the second quarter. We're going to take a 30-second break and be back to live action. You're listening to SAC Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Think of Briscoe Dentistry for your family's dental care. Dr. Todd Briscoe and team know that your body is more than just teeth and gums. Your oral health affects the performance ability of your entire body. And on the field or court, you want your body to perform at its best. So trust Dr. Briscoe and team to provide the ultimate in preventative, periodontal, orthodontic, restorative, and cosmetic dentistry. To optimize your body's performance, contact Dr. Briscoe at 260-486-9950 or on the web at briscoedentistry.com.
Welcome back to Spooler Stadium, where the Snider Panthers have jumped out to a 14-6 lead over the Bishop Dwenger Saints here on homecoming. This Panthers team, the number one offense in the SAC, and we see why, Mark. They're averaging 49 points per game.
They're loaded, Joe, and I've said before, I'll say it probably a few more times tonight. This is the best, the most potent 5 offensive players I've ever seen in one high school team. We've got 3 wide receivers with Bramley, Turner, and Hippenhammer. We've got Stiebling, and you've got Woods and Scott, and they're interchangeable.
Back deep is Amon Clark and Zach Norton. There's the kick deep into the end zone. Big foot there for the Panthers, and the ball is going to be coming out to the 20-yard line, and that's where Blake Pichelny and the Saints offense will take over, trailing 14-6.
Excuse me, Joe, we should tell our fans that the wind is a little bit of a factor tonight. It's blowing from our right to left. Snider has the wind this half, and it will affect the kicking some, Joe.
You're exactly right. So the wind is in the Saints' face right now. Saints are now in the second quarter. They are traveling left to right on your radio dial.
Here's where the Saints just needs a few first downs. 3 and out would be a killer right now.
14-6, Snider on top. Pichelny making the call, 2 backs in the backfield with him. He gives right up the middle to Amon Clark. Amon Clark gets grabbed onto as he runs through the hole. but a nice gain. Looks like about a 5-yard gain to the 25-yard line. Good first down pickup for Amon Clark behind that big offensive line.
What's Dwenger can't do right now is get away from their game plan. They're only down 8 points, 1 score, 3 quarters to go. Run the football, get your 2nd and 6 going, get your 3rd and 2, and don't try to get too much too quickly.
You're exactly right, Mark. You said it, plenty of time to go here in this game. 11 minutes to go in the second quarter. Pichelny in the shotgun. Again, 2 backs back, 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. There's the snap, fakes up the middle, throws over the middle now. Not even close, intended for Zach Norton, but that was about 5 yards over his head.
I'm telling you, that's the first time he just overthrew it, Joe. You can tell when the quarterback overthrows it, he just kind of drops his elbow and it sailed on him, and that thing just sailed probably 8-9 yards over his head.
3rd and 5 for the Saints from their own 25-yard line. I like the play call, though. Play action on 2nd down, 2nd and 5. You can't just throw on 3rd down.
No, you're right.
And here come the Saints. Tight end to the left. Pichelny in the shotgun with 2 backs. There's the snap. He gives it to Amon Clark off the left side. He's got plenty of room. He's up to the 40 and brought down once he crosses the 40 all the way to the 43-yard line is Amon Clark on a big 3rd down conversion for the Saints.
Joe, and that's what you can't do. You can't always throw on 3rd down either.
You're exactly right, Mark. Do the unexpected. And you're exactly right. And Amon Clark, a big pickup for Amon, the A-Train Clark, on that critical 3rd down. Keeps this drive alive. Saints trail 14-6, 10:42 to go in the second quarter.
You've got an all-senior offensive line. You've got a great back in Amon Clark. He can get you 4.
2 receivers left, 2 backs in with Pichelny. Shotgun, there it is. Gives to Clark right up the middle, little hop step. Nothing going with the big boys up front for Snider. Just stuffed that hole.
Zach McDowell, number 77. He's the other sophomore, 6'1", 270. They've got these 2 big sophomores up front, and they are a load.
Maybe a yard on that play. 2nd and 9, we'll call it. 2nd and 9 for the Saints. It's been really run heavy, as we would expect here tonight for Bishop Dwenger. Pichelny awaiting the snap. There it is. Fakes it up the middle to Winklejohn. Looks for Norton over the middle, and there is no flag. No flag. It looked like the defender got there a little early. It was right in front of you. What'd you think, Mark?
I don't think so, Joe. Of course, I'm a defensive backs coach.
Definitely looked early to me. 3rd and 9 for the Saints. Of course, the Saints faithful thought so as well, as you would expect.
Was it catchable, though? I didn't even see it.
It doesn't matter in high school. Doesn't matter in high school.
Oh, okay. Doesn't matter in high school.
3rd and 9 for Bishop Dwenger. Only 1 back in now with Pichelny. Amon Clark split out to the right. There's the snap. Fakes it again over the middle. And he's got a man, and that's going to be enough. That's Berghoff again. Berghoff goes down to the ground to get it into Snider territory at the Panther 44-yard line. And the chains will move. Another 3rd down conversion for the Saints.
Still on play action. It affected the linebackers for Snider.
Just
they
a
did
second.
Take a step up. That's the 3rd time Dwenger tried to go over the middle, about 10, 15 yards. First time they've hit it. But they're really attacking those linebackers from Snider because they're so run-conscious.
It puts the linebackers in such a tough position with that play action. You're right. It just freezes them or gets them to take that forward step. 1st and 10 for the Saints. 44-yard line of Snider. Pichelny takes it, gives it right up the middle of Amon Clark. He's got room. He's to the 40. He's to the 35, and he is brought down. Nice open field tackle there by the Panthers, and Amon Clark gets all the way down to the Panther 32.
Wrigley made the tackle, but boy, Amon just keep running outside. He tried to do too much, Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, he duked in and out and then tried to go back in outside. No, I think if he just kept the Jets going, he probably had the angle on him.
9 minutes to go here in the first half. 14-6 is your score from Spooler. The Snider Panthers lead the Bishop Dwenger Saints here on homecoming.
Snider flips their defense to the strong side.
1 back in with Pichelny. 1 receiver left, 1 to the right. There's the snap. Fakes it again over the middle. And there it is. He's throwing it deep to Hippen. No, it was intended for Zach Norton. Underthrown pass. Pichelli throws off his back foot. It's short, and a big play. The first turnover of the game goes to the Snider Panthers.
Jordan Gorman intercepted that one. He had him open, but he just didn't get his feet underneath him, Joe. He was kind of, like you call it, going off his back foot, and Gorman really made up some time and just broken the ball and went after it.
Third interception of the season for Blake Pichelli. Casey O'Boyle, did you see anything down there?
Guys, I saw exactly Coach. He threw off his back foot. He had a little press, rolled to his left.
Some technical difficulties there with the big Casey O'Boyle. Okay, so Panthers take over on their own 3-yard line. 1st and 10 for Snider. Stiebling standing in his own end zone. Back behind him is Dominic Scott. Dominic Scott takes the ball right up the middle. Nothing there. As Nolan Sipe, they call him a quiet riot, makes a stop in the middle of that Saints defense.
That was just an off-tackle play, just trying to get a little room, try to get some something going out there, but no gain. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10 for Bishop Dwenger. No gain for Dominic Scott on 1st down. Isaac Stiebling now is getting his receiver set.
Joe, do you throw down here?
If I got Isaac Stiebling, I sure do. And there he goes. Play action. He's looking to throw. He throws it out, and it is dropped in the end zone by Money Woods. It was just a little dump pass to the back, and there was nobody marked within 100 yards of him.
Oh, that could have gone all the way, Joe.
Oh, that could have been. He just dropped it.
He saw it. He looked, the same old thing. You look before you run. He saw all this green in front of him. Oh, my.
Saints trail 14-6. Snider has the ball. Big 3rd down here, 3rd and 10. They sit on the Saints, on their own 3-yard line. Again, 3rd and 10, 8 minutes to go in half. Stiebling takes the snap. He's looking left, looking right, going down the middle. He's got Hippenhammer and is broken up by free safety Austin the Anvil Burns. Separated the ball from Hippenhammer. Nicely thrown ball by Stiebling, though.
That's what you do if you're a defensive back. You want to minimize the gain, or you knock him off the ball. He knocked him off the ball. He was there. He broke on the ball. Good play both ways. Stiebling put it on the money. It was right there. Defensive back just really knocked it out of his hand. So Bishop Dwenger, big defensive stop here after that turnover on the 1-yard line.
Trent Morgan into punt. He's deep in his own end zone and just gets it off. Great punt. Picked by Amon Clark on his own 45-yard line.
Oh!
He's got some blocking in front all the way down into Snider territory to the 40-yard line. And that's where the Saints will take over in Panther territory. Nice punt. Great punt there by Morgan for Snider. Sent Amon Clark deep, but Amon Clark was able to return it for 15 yards to set up the Saints in nice field position.
Well, they do have the win, Joe, so we can't forget that. But yeah, it's a nice punt.
The Saints almost hit the punter again. It was really close back there in the end zone. So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Saints. 7:54 to go. The Saints trail 14-6. 8 minutes to go in the first half.
So I want to say Austin Burns made a heck of a block. Depleted somebody on that punt return.
He will smack him. That's why we call him, or at least I do, the Anvil. Pichelli, nobody in the backfield with him. Now motions, Fia Cable motioning left to right. Fake to Fia Cable. Pichelli looks, nothing there. He tucks it and he runs. He runs like a running back and trucks over one defensive back and gets enough for a 1st down as the student section cheers with enjoyment out of that big play and that big hit by Pichelli delivering the blow.
He was trying to go out here on his right side. He looked. It wasn't open, and he just tucked it and run. You know, I'm sure Coach Bojarab said, you don't need to make a play.
And he's a big, strong kid, Mark. If it's not there, right. Just get 3 or 4. Or in that case, 10. Here we go. Blake Pichelli now has 2 backs in the backfield with him, 2 receivers to his right. Gives to Mon Clark off the right. Huge gaping hole for Clark as he runs forward inside the red zone down to the 18-yard line of Snider. And that, again, looks like enough to move the chains for the Saints.
Nice misdirection play. 2 backs in the backfield. The right offensive running back went to his right. Oman come back left. Caught Snider again. The aggressive play that they have. Caught him, and Oman Clark, he can see his vision is excellent.
You're right, Mark, he does. Jack Harris checks out of the game. Winklejohn checks in at running back. Looks like Mike Hake now is also in a running back with Winklejohn. Both of them are back behind Pichelli. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right. There's your snap, fakes it to Hake. No, gives it to Hake. He's running left this time. Plenty of room there, all the way inside the 10-yard line before he's brought down. A huge hole on the left side of that line for the Saints.
Brought down by Austin France, and he just, we saw number 11 because he's just tackled
Jumped on
him.
his back.
Yeah, jumped on his back to get him.
We've called that number a lot tonight. Again, Austin France. He is only a sophomore linebacker, 6'4", 205. Doing a nice job here in the first quarter. Saints trail 14-6. 6:51 to go here in the first half, but the Saints are threatening. I thought it was first down, but they're bringing out the chains.
Joe, this is kind of this misdirection. They're going right, running back left. They're running left, going back right, and catching Snider kind of in a bad pursuit angle. So let's see if Snider adjusts, but Dwenger's found something here the last 2 plays.
It is second down. It is just a hair short, and 14-6. Again, the Saints trail this one 14-6. The Saints missed on a 2-point try after they scored in the first quarter.
This is your waist down. They could go for 6 here.
The ball sits at the 8-yard line. Again, 2nd and 1. Pachelny waiting to snap. 2 backs back there with him. There he gives right up to Winklejohn. Gives it to Sledgehammer right up the middle. And I think he's going to have plenty for the first down. About a 2 or 3 yard gain right up the gut. I like that he's holding on to the ball with 2 hands and picks up the first down and is going to move the chains for the Saints. And that's going to bring up 1st and goal. He didn't get as many as I thought. It looks like it's on the 7-yard line, Mark.
Yep. All right, so let's see if Snider brings in their goal line. I don't think they have yet, Joe.
No substitutions. We see no substitutions for the Panthers. We did, however, see Amon Clark check into the game for Bishop Dwenger.
We just think Clark's going to get this football.
You have to believe he will. There's the snap. He does. He gets it, and he follows Winklejohn right up the middle. Not much there. Nice push. Nice flow by the Snider front 4.
That's all you want, though. They're going to set up the play action if they want to, Joe. So they've got a lot of options here. 2nd and 5.
Amon Clark has 11 rushing touchdowns on the season. Looking here to get number 12. 5:45 to go. Snider on top, 14-6. One back now is Amon Clark behind Pachelny. 2 receivers to the right. Pachelny's going to keep it himself. He's running right, puts his head down, and drives forward, but not much there. Nice defense for the Snider Panthers.
The left end there, Marcus Green, did a nice job. He read it was the option, came up and attacked quickly, and Pachelny did not really have an option to pitch it. He just had to make a quick decision. He just kept it so he wouldn't make a mistake.
3rd and 4. Let's call it 3rd and goal because that's exactly what it is. The Saints are threatening here with 5 minutes to go in the first half. Berghoff checks into the game. Pachelny's looking to the sidelines. The Saints are still in the huddle. Hey, listen, help support your Catholic parish or school and help yourself in the process with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union's Elevate program. Call Elevate at 844-230-6611 or visit them online at ndelevate.com to learn more. And the Saints are going to talk about this crucial 3rd and 4, and we're going to step out for a 30-second break. You're listening to Redeemer Radio on 106.3 FM.
The right solution matters. First Federal Bank knows businesses come in all sizes, from family-owned to mid-sized enterprises, all the way to large corporations. And we believe banking solutions should too. Whether you're looking for a way to improve cash flow or finance a multi-million-dollar expansion, we're dedicated to finding solutions custom fit to you. I'm Perry Level. To learn more about First Federal Bank's commercial banking solutions, call me at 260-432-0022 or visit first-fed.com. After all, we're better together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Spooler Stadium, where the Snider Panthers lead this championship ball game. This game is for the bell, the championship bell, in my opinion. They lead 14-6. 4:44. Fours are wild here, Mark. 4:44 to go in the first half, and the Saints have the ball at the Snider 4-yard line. Crucial 3rd and goal coming up for the Saints.
Well, what Ernie Brodrap's thinking right now, he knows if he's going to go for at least a field goal or if he's going to go for it on 4th down. So he's set up at least one play for the touchdown. I'm thinking he's going to probably, if he doesn't make it, kick the field goal, especially since they missed that one extra point.
Well, we're going to find out here in a minute. Pichelny in the backfield, 2 backs, Amon Clark and Winklejohn. The give is to Clark. He's got room, and he is in for a score. The signal's given. He's pushed out of the end zone, but not before the signal's given by the guy in the stripe. That's a 6-point score and the 12th touchdown rushing for Amon Clark.
That was just a dive off the left side. Amon saw the hole. Big push by the defensive left side, or the offensive left side of Dwenger, and he just made a nice cut and was in. Big play.
The Saints bring in the number 2 offense. We talked about the number 1 offense in the SAC is the Snider Panthers. The Saints have number 2. And here we go. It's like a circus down there on this PAT.
I hope he kicks it, Joe. Let's don't chase this extra point right now.
So here we go. The Saints are lined up in normal PAT position. Pichelny's trying to get the snap. There's the snap. The hold. It's up. No! Pichelny picks it up, and he's going. And he throws it up. And it is incomplete. Incomplete, intended for, it looks like Colin Burns in the back of the end zone, but the Panthers are so well coached. On both of these razzle-dazzle PATs, the Panthers have been all over them.
You know, Joe, I just hate to see you chase that point, especially in the second quarter. There's been so many games that I've watched and I've coached that this just comes back to haunt you. And we saw that in the Notre Dame game last Saturday.
It's Ernie being Ernie, though, Mark. This is what he does. He's done it all year. This is nothing new to him. So, and he has to feel good, right, about that drive, Mark?
Oh, yeah.
They ran the ball very effectively, only a couple passes, but really ran the ball effectively against this Snider defense.
And that's one thing that Snider has, if they've got an Achilles heel, it's their defensive front. They have given up some yards.
And they're young. Let's not forget they're young up there, and the Saints are all seniors. All 5 are seniors on that offensive line for Bishop Dwenger.
Yes, Dwenger's got to feel good that they punched it in from the 5-yard line on 3rd and 5 on the goal line. So it says something. We knew it was going to have a close game, and here we go. 14-12 with 4:39 left in the second quarter. And it's going to go back and forth.
Saints prepare to kick off. Mac Hippenhammer is back deep. The Saints' first 2 kickoffs were just skyrocketed high and short. Let's see what they do. Again, they just pop it up over towards the sideline. And this one is, on the ground still. Malik Bramley finally decides to fall on it. It was like an old pitching wedge shot in your golf game, Mark. It hit and just stuck, and Bramley looked at it for a second and then decided to go after it.
Well, this is the luxury that Snider has. They've got Hippenhammer deep. Then they put Bramley and Turner where they pooch kick it. So, I mean, you're going to kick it to one of the 3 of them. You can't avoid it. It's not like when you go with Bishop Lures, if you don't kick it to Mac,
you should be okay.
You should be okay, but you can kick to these 3, and they're about equally dangerous.
They are dangerous. Mac Hippenhammer, only a junior, by the way. So the Snider Panthers are going to take over. They're in their own territory. They're at the 38-yard line. They're moving right to left, and they lead this one 14-12. Stiebling in at quarterback. He takes the snap. No, this is Hippenhammer. Excuse me, quarterback. He's running in the Wildcat, and he is drilled by Obergfell and Grotemat over there. And I mean drilled for a loss. It looks like a loss of about 4 yards, Mark.
In the Wildcat, they had Hippenhammer, and they do this occasionally. They put him back there for a little change, and that didn't fool anybody.
No, the Saints defensive end, Grotemat, came up big there, stretched that play out, and allowed his cornerback, David Obergfell, to come up and just bring some wood to Hippenhammer. Now Hippenhammer's going to split out wide. Now Stiebling's back in at quarterback.
Yep, they started with Hippenhammer in the back, and they just switched positions. So
2nd and 14, the ball sits on Snider's own 29-yard line.
Oops, that one didn't work.
Now we have motion left to right. That's David Turner, and now Stiebling's going to keep it himself, and he's brought down for just 4 yard. Looks like a 4-yard gain off the right side. Back to the original line of scrimmage goes Stiebling across the 30 all the way to the 33-yard line.
Frankie Yanko caught him from his right defensive tackle position across. He tackled him where the right tackle of Snider was. Wow.
Frankie Yanko is special.
I'm telling you, that was quite a play by Yanko.
Big 3rd down. Call it 3rd and 9. Stiebling takes it. He's looking down the middle. Now he's looking left. Throws left. And he's got Hippenhammer open. And Hippenhammer ducks his head and moves forward enough to get the 1st down. The chains are going to move for the Snider Panthers as they approach midfield. The ball's going to be on their own 47.
They've done that probably 1,000 times this year. You went down 12-yard curl in, we would call it. timing route. Steebling threw it when he made his break. Perfect throw and catch.
First and 10 for Snider. Steebling now in the backfield. He has Dominic Scott directly behind him in the pistol formation. Trips over to the far side of the field on the right. There's the snap, and he gives it to Scott right up the middle. Joe Stegmeyer is there to make a nice play to hold that gain to a short one. Only a 3-yard gain for Dominic Scott. Again, Joe Stegmeyer on the stop. 2:48 to go in the half. Snider on top, 14-12, and they have the ball near midfield.
Dwenger's doing a nice job against the run, the Snider run. There's been a couple of those big plays that Snider's hit, like the reverse for the first touchdown. This hurt the
Steebling's
Saints.
looking right. He throws right. He's got the tight end out there, and he's got plenty of room. There's a mismatch. Nobody was on the tight end on the right side. He looked like he was going to block, and then he popped out. Steebling delivered a strike.
Bryson half, and they hit him a couple times in the first quarter. And here it is. You're so concerned about the big three of Bramley, Turner, and Hippenhammer.
You forget about the tight end.
And it's easy to do.
Trips now to the left. Steebling's by himself in the backfield. He takes it. He looks immediately to his right, and it is incomplete. High throw there intended for Malik Bramley, who's 6'3", and 6'3" was not tall enough to catch that ball.
He was just trying to get a 5-yard out that time, and ball a little bit high.
2nd and 10. The ball's on the Saints' 28-yard line. 2:22 to go in the first half. Snider on top, 14-12.
This is what makes Snider so tough, Joe. They just have so many weapons, and Steebling is such a good thrower.
There's a snap. He looks left. Now he's just going to flare it out there to Dominic Scott on the left flats, and he is going to pick up some positive yards and pushed out of bounds there by Winklejohn all the way to the 20-yard line, right at the mark of the red zone and right at the sticks, but going to be a little short. 3rd and 1 is what I believe we're going to see coming up here for Snider.
Beasley made a nice block on film. Their wide receivers do a great job of blocking. You can always tell when a team is just so well coached and these kids buy in because they block so well. And that time, Beasley, one of their wide receiver stars, got him about 10 more yards.
2 to the right, 2 to the left. Fakes it up to the middle. No, gives it to Dominic Scott, and he has enough to move the chains. That'll stop the clock with 2:11 to go in the first half. Again, Snider on top, 14-12.
Plenty of time here, 2:11. I believe they have 3 timeouts. So pretty much you'll open up the playbook down here on this possession.
Snider got the opening kickoff, so the Saints will get the ball to start the second half. Two receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Here comes motion. That's Mac Hippenhammer going left to right. And now they're going to flare it out. No, he's going to throw it deep toward the end zone, and it is picked. Oh, not picked. Zach Norton tipped it, though. Intended receiver was Mac Hippenhammer. Again, Zach Norton in coverage for the Saints, and that was a throw into the end zone.
That was a great defensive secondary by Norton. Great play. They put Hippenhammer in motion, and they threw it to him a couple times in the flat, expecting Norton to come up and tackle him, and he stayed back. He read Steebling's eyes and stayed back and got in the way of that pass. Wow, what a play.
Ball's on the 18-yard line of the Saints. Snider is driving, and there's the give to Dominic Scott on the right side, and wow, he is hit hard, and by who else? The sledge.
Wow. I mean, he just comes out of nowhere.
Great nose for the ball, and when he gets there, he just wants to he wants it to hurt. 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 for the Snider Panthers. They are in field goal range, by the way. 2 for 2 on field goals this season are the Snider Panthers.
I don't know if they go for a field goal here, John.
Doesn't do a lot any good, does it?
Nope, you're only up 5.
Here we go. 3rd and 8 from the 16. Steebling rolls left. He looks. He throws it out there. He's got a man incomplete again over the head of Malik Bramley. And another shot at the end zone by Steebling brings up a 4th down, 4th and 8. And here comes the field goal kicker.
Okay.
This would make the Saints, they would have to score a touchdown. I know it's early, Mark, but it would stretch the lead to 17-12 if this kick is good by number 97, Paul Boozman, the junior. Boozman is 2 for 2 on the season.
He does have the wind. Should help. This is a victory for the Saints.
Nice stop. Boozman's taking his steps, getting ready. This is going to be a 34-yarder. There's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and it is plenty long, and it is plenty good. That's 3 more points for Snider here on homecoming. 17-12 is your score. 1:08 to go in the first half. We're going to step out for a 30-second break. You're listening to SAC Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Programming on Redeemer Radio is underwritten in part by Bob Busher Homes. Floor plan customization is what they specialize in. Find floor plans, building sites, and read Bob's story on the web at bobbusherhomes.com. Bob Busher Homes is locally owned with offices in Fort Wayne and Angola. For more information about new home building or remodeling, Bob Busher Homes can be reached at 260-490-3355.
Welcome back to Spooler Stadium. Homecoming night here for the Snider Panthers, and we have a great ball game. The Snider Panthers lead 17-12. They just kicked a 34-yard field goal with 1:08 remaining here in the first half. The Saints are going to get the ball back deep. Looks like Amon Clark and Zach Norton.
Joe, if it's 17-12 at halftime, the Saints will take this one. To hold Snider to 17 the first half is huge.
And there goes Norton right up the middle. He's behind the wedge and finally covered up after he gets across the 25-yard line. And that's where the Saints will take over. 1:01 to go in the first half. Saints have the ball, and they're going to start out Pichelny and his gang at their own 26-yard line.
Well, it's deja vu all over again here. Last time I sat in this seat, Bishop Dwenger was up with about a minute left to go. And all we're saying is hold on to the football, go in at halftime ahead. They threw a pick, and Snider was up. And basically the same situation. So I'm hoping Dwenger just takes care of the football. And let's do something at the end of the half.
Nobody in the backfield with Pichelny.
Oh, no.
Here we go. He looks to throw. Quarterback draw right up the middle. And that's a good, safe play. I figured that was going to come. Nice tackle there by the linebacker who stayed home. That was number 43, Drew Breselford. He's a senior, 5'10", 190.
Yeah, that wasn't going to fool him. He was looking for that play. Good, smart play, though, by Corey Kitchen. Let's don't take any chances here.
Especially when you get the ball back to start the second half.
Exactly. Again, they're happy being up or down 17-12 right now.
Now 2 backs in the backfield with Pichelny as he looks to the sideline for the signal from his offensive coordinator, Corey Kitchen.
Just tell him to hang on to that football.
Right. Yeah, exactly. There's the snap. It gives right up to Amon Clark off the right side. He's got some room. He's at 35-40. He's got more room. He's to midfield, and he's across midfield and brought down in Snider territory at the 47-yard line. The clock will stop with 11 seconds to go. The clock will stop while the chains get set. Big run there by Amon Clark off the right side.
And Dwenger took a timeout. So now you've got a little room. You're at the 48-yard line. Let's see what we've got a couple of plays.
You have a couple plays. Can you hit one over the middle? Can
Exactly.
you get in field goal position? Remember, of course, the clock stops in high school every time there's a first down. So let's see what happens. Let's step out for a quick 30-second break, Mark. Let's get these in. You're listening to SAC Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
A clean office space. Okay, that's an easy choice. And choosing the right company to clean your business is easy too. Sioka's Professional Cleaning is the choice of a lot of Fort Wayne companies because of the 100% satisfaction guarantee. Sioka's does it with built-in check systems to make sure your business is cleaned beyond your expectations every time. First impressions are critical, so make sure yours is always the best with professional cleaning from Sioka's. The best people, the best service. 483-2112 or online at siokas.com.
11 seconds remain here in the first half. Saints have the ball just crossed into Snider territory. Pichelny takes the ball now. He's looking, throws it out to the running back, Amon Clark to the left. He's got a little bit of room and gets out of bounds. A nice job over there. 4.1 seconds to go, and it looks like the ball's going to be at the 39-yard line. So nice pickup there, nice safe, high percentage throw. 4 seconds to go, Mark. Now what do you do?
Well, Joe, you've got two choices. You can go over the middle, throw it about 15 yards, and hope to make a 45-yard field goal, or you just do the Hail Mary, throw it up, hope something happens.
The old hook and ladder, the old liberation of Cuba. You remember any of those plays?
Super screen, super pass, sweet pass. Used them all.
Beautiful night here at Spooler for homecoming. Just beautiful.
Just good football. Here it is again. We are so blessed to see such good football here in this area.
Not sure what we're waiting on here. The referees are talking. I'm not sure what's going on.
Well,
maybe Casey or Nick are down there can see what the deal is. Casey, do you see anything down there? What's going on? What's the delay?
Well, I don't know. The officials are talking about it at length here, but something to keep an eye on, guys. 6'5" Ryan Berghoff out wide right against a 5'9" defender. This could be a jump ball opportunity. Blake's got the arm to get it there too.
That's a good point. But you can't hear or see anything that's going on down there as far as this delay. What are they looking at?
I think that they're looking at the clock. They're either putting, they put.
Okay, they put some more back on. 5.6. 5.6 seconds now on the clock. We had to get that from Dave Scudder and Carol Cornell. They don't miss a beat up here in the booth. Casey O'Boyle couldn't help it. Here we go. Here we go. The matchup Casey just talked about. Berghoff split far to the right. He's right in front of us. And here's the Chelney looks left, throws the back shoulder. Not there. Not there. Intended for Zach Norton. 1 second to go. Tough throw. Just wasn't there. 1 second to go. I think now, Mark, your only options are
Hail Mary.
Hail Mary. Let's just get it out there. Ave Maria. Let's go.
Well, and that was a nice play because that extra 1.5 seconds allowed him, I'll say it right, enabled him to get it down the field where he had at least a shot at a field goal if Norton had caught it.
And here we go. 1 second to go. The Saints have the ball on the Snider 39. There's the snap. Chelney's looking. He's got pressure. He's rolling to his right. He is going to throw it down. You got to throw the ball, and nothing there. And that's going to do it for your first half of action here. Again, homecoming at Spooler Stadium. The Snider Panthers lead 17-12. Again, 17-12 to score at halftime. We're going to step out for a break. We've got a lot of fun stuff coming up at halftime. We got Nick Gray with updates. We have Nick Gray with the VIP interview. He's going to talk to Amy Johns and Jason Shifley. We got Casey O'Boyle. Right now he's efforting to get Coach Tip. Are you there yet, Casey? And he is still looking around. Here we go. Down to Casey.
Coach Tip, kind of what you expected. Great first half of football.
Most certainly. Two very good teams playing very hard, both teams.
What kind of adjustments you have to make to stop their running game? Right now they're having their way a little bit up front.
Well, they're big, a bunch of road graders up front. So, we'll have some things schematically that we'll do second half. But we certainly, you're right, we have to do a better job on the run game, especially on first down.
Reverse set the tone early on. You got another trick or two up your sleeve?
We might.
Thank you, Coach. Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Casey. Enjoyed that. Okay, we're going to step out for a 2-minute break. Again, you're listening to Championship SAC Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
Spherion Staffing, locally owned by the Pentenberg family, excels in finding the best candidates for industrial, clerical, customer service, non-clinical healthcare, IT, and professional direct hire placements. Spherion clients are accustomed to getting the right employees at the right time, every time. Spherion Staffing supports the proud excellence of the Dwenger Saints and the Lures Knights, both on the field and in the classroom. Whether you are seeking your next career move or searching for great employees, call us at 260-496-9900 or visit us on the web at spherion.com/FTWayne.
Hi, sports fans. Sean McBride here, inviting you to try the Barbershop experience. St. Joe Center Barbershop, located at the corner of St. Joe Center and Maple Crest, prides itself on professionalism, cleanliness, and a family-friendly atmosphere. In their third generation of family ownership, they have a combined experience of over 125 years. Give them a call at 485-6981. It's my barbershop of choice. That's St. Joe Center Barbershop at 485-6981.
Not a second to spare. At First Federal Bank, we know that's how you feel when running your business. You need banking solutions that make the most of your precious time. We offer tailored solutions to help you manage your cash flow and services designed to streamline your paperwork, all with your time in mind. Call me, Tracy Bodan, at 260-432-0022. To learn how you can feel like you have a personal bookkeeper working for you around the clock, or visit first-fed.com. First Federal Bank, better together. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Tri-State Warehousing is one of the most complete service-oriented companies in the warehousing field today. Located in Fort Wayne, Tri-State Warehousing is a 50,000 square foot dry and temperature-controlled storage facility, serving 2/3 of the continental U.S. with overnight rail service. The dedicated staff and specialty services of Tri-State Warehousing are known throughout the industry. For great things in store, call Tri-State Warehousing, 260-436-2010. That's 260-436-2010.
Welcome back to Spooler Stadium, where the Bishop Dwenger Saints trail in this one 17-12. Boy, I got a lot of dirty looks up here in the press box when I said Bishop Lures. We have a long halftime, and we're excited about that because we have a lot to talk about tonight. The band is taking the field, but let's get started right away with Nick Gray and his VIP halftime interview. Take it away, Nick.
Well, welcome back down to the sidelines, everybody. I'm pleased to be joined this evening not only along with the Snider Panther Band, which is looking pretty impressive right now, getting ready to kick things off, so they'll be our competition. I'm also here with the principal of Bishop Dwenger High School, Jason Shiffley, and the assistant principal, Amy Johns. Welcome to the sidelines, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, Nick. Good to be here.
It's always great to have you two here, especially to get Amy to step up and say something. So we're going to put her on the spot first. So, Amy, I understand it's been another exciting week at school. Give us a little quick update.
Well, yesterday we celebrated the Feast of the Rosary a day late on the 8th with our annual language rosary with balloons outside. So we have students and staff actually step up to speak different languages, the Hail Marys, and then we have a rosary made out of balloons, and it fills up about half the football field. And then Tuffy kind of follows it along, and then at the end we release it, and it's really quite a neat sight to see.
So you release the whole rosary at one time, and it just starts floating up. You get clearance with the FAA with that?
Of course, with biodegradable balloons, of course. So we're environmentally conscious, so yeah.
Well, what a great example for Bishop Dwenger to witness to the north end of town. Actually, our whole community, because I'm sure it's captured and it'll be in today's Catholic and stuff like that. Amy, tell me a little bit more about that Catholic experience at Bishop Dwenger.
I think it goes into everything we do. Every class starts with prayer. It's brought up in outcomes even that when we're designing our curriculum, for every class. The students, they live it every day. It's neat to see it when they go to Decade Club before lunch, all the way for competitions, getting together at the grotto or getting together for mass. It's everywhere we are.
Well, one thing I remember from my days at Bishop Dwenger, we were talking about this before we came on live, was the opportunity to go to confession. We strive to be saints most of the time, but some of the times we get tripped up.
Trying, right? Sinners who keep on trying.
So it's that inner saint, which the sacraments allow us to bring forth, and that's one of the unique things about Bishop Dwenger. And Jason, you were telling me a little bit earlier about a couple of speakers that we had on campus this week too.
Yeah, to not only to encourage someone that was inspirational. We started off the week with Chris Nicola, who is an explorer and discovered a cave in the Ukraine, in a rural area in the field where several Jewish families evaded the Nazi invasion in the Ukraine. Okay. And he's written a book, and there was a documentary film that has been on PBS and on the History Channel. And Bishop Rhodes asked the high schools in Fort Wayne to open our doors to the Jewish Foundation in Allen County to allow him to come and speak to our schools. So he was at Lures and Dwenger on Monday, and we invited our juniors and seniors to come down. And his story is not only heartbreaking when you put yourself in those families' lives way back in 1943 and 44, but also just the inspiration of those people who they emerged from the caves, these young kids who lived almost 2 years, in total darkness. But it was inspiring. And then on Tuesday we had a treat. We had Sister Angela Calo from Fatima, from Portugal, and she spoke to our whole entire student body about the miracle of the Son and about the children and who saw Mary, the visions of Mary. when she appeared to them in 1916. So that was really, really cool. And she wasn't what I was expecting. She was this young, really vibrant nun that was very funny, and she engaged the kids, and it was really, really good. The kids really enjoyed it, and they spoke a lot about afterwards in the hallways how cool she was. So that's what you want to hear the kids say, how cool that nun was, right? So it was really neat. And again, that's strengthening their faith.
Well, I think that those examples like that, plus, tonight we've got Father Jacob Myers with us, and then we got Father Mark Gertner with us. And a lot of times we see the younger, hipper priests, nuns, who are with it, and that just spurs vocations.
It does. It does. It shows that they can have fun, have a life. It's not that you're in solitude your whole entire life. And they do. They show that they're full of life, and it's really cool and have fun to be around.
Our teenage mind committee was to recognize the important life.
So, I know it's really busy at school, especially this time of the year. The semester's starting to wrap up, right, or the quarter at least, right? So that's coming to an end next week, and so it's kind of crunch time, right?
Well, that is, yeah. But also next week, speaking of crunch time, those are in the play. I just want to do a shout out. We have a fall play coming up next week, and it's not your typical play, I think, that most people think of in the fall. They think of maybe, I don't know. It's not a musical, of course, but not your typical. It's about zombies. You're talking about buzzwords and things that are real popular right now, and cultural and media and those kinds of things. We have a zombie play. I know some of you are probably rolling their eyes right now listening to me say that, like, what? But it's done in good taste, and actually with the society the way it is and how kids really they play games, right? The gamers, they become zombies. So that's what the zombie thing's all about. And you have people, the good people, trying to get them away to become normal again, and they use their faith, and but I heard it's a really good play, so we're excited about that.
So that's next weekend, right? All right. So there you go, folks. We've got a great update of some stuff that's going on at Bishop Dwenger, and thank you so much, always, you two, to join us. Amy Johns, Jason Shipley. Yeah, and it's wonderful being a part of Bishop Dwenger and having Redeemer relationships. So with that, folks, that's been the VIP Halftime Report. We'll send it back up to the guys.
Thank you very much, Nick Gray. Well done. Listen, don't go anywhere, folks. We've got a lot to talk about here at half. We're going to take a 2-minute break, and we're going to come back, and we're going to check in for scores around the area from Nick Gray. We're going to talk about halftime stats, and then we're going to have a roundtable discussion. We're going to pull Casey O'Boyle, the big tuna, in and get his thoughts. We're going to take a 2-minute break. You're listening to SAC Football on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
We're all searching for answers, searching for meaning in our life. But the world and the culture give us empty solutions and empty promises. We know there is more to life because we're searching for the real truth and a real meaning. You can stop searching because you found Jesus Christ at His Catholic Church. Redeemer Radio. Welcome home to your family of faith.
There's a new dining experience in Fort Wayne, just waiting to be discovered by sports fans everywhere. Newly remodeled The Lodge, located in the Coyote Creek Golf Club, is open to the public, offering great daily lunch and dinner specials. Bring the family in to enjoy our spacious family room after the game. The Lodge is proud to support Bishop Dwenger and Bishop Lewis football. Come celebrate the W's with their friendly staff. The Lodge is located at 4935 Hillegas Road. To save your table for after the game, call 260-203-3154.
Shawnee Construction and Engineering is proud to support tonight's game. We specialize in commercial and industrial construction and use unique life cycle principles to provide our clients the highest quality craftsmanship for the life of the project. Shawnee Construction and Engineering are partners with you for lifetime savings. We can be found at ShawneeConstruction.com or at 260-489-1234. That's 260-489-1234.
He has counted to infinity twice. He once set a land speed record on a surfboard. Bruce Springsteen calls him the boss. He is the most fascinating man alive. I don't always buy diamonds, but when I do, I prefer Peter Franklin Jewelers. Stay sparkly, my friend.
Welcome back to Spooler Stadium, where the Snider Panthers lead this one 17-12 here on a beautiful homecoming night for these Snider Panthers. And now let's send it down to Nick Gray, and let's hear about other scores going on in the area. What do you say, Nick?
Well, the first thing I want to report to you guys is this is our 8th game this season and our 5th homecoming.
We're used to these extended halftimes.
No doubt. Thank you, Eric Pete, for that update. Anyhow, over at Homestead, we got Bishop Luers tied with Homestead 7-7 at the half. Northrop is up on Southside 14-6. Over at Concordia, Concordia's beating Northside 14-2. And we've got Carroll beating Wayne 14-0. Leo's up on Columbia City 21-0. Belmont's beating DeKalb 14-6. East Noble's up on New Haven 21-6. And I just got Woodlands beating South Adams 16-0. Little baseball score, St. Louis is beating the Cubs 1-0 after the 4th inning. So.
And the Cubs are getting no hit.
And the Cubs are getting no hit, Nick. See, Mark Watts is trailing that game up here from the booth.
Of course he is.
Of course.
Because he is Mark Watts.
He is.
Back up to you guys.
Thank you, Nick, for that. Let's cover halftime stats here. Let's start first with the visiting Bishop Dwenger Saints. Rushing stats, Amon Clark, the A-Train, 15 carries for 107 yards. Pachelny, he carried the rock 6 times for 32 yards. 1 carry for Winklejohn, and Hake toted the rock once for 9. 150 total yards rushing for Bishop Dwenger. Through the air, Pachelny 4 out of 9, no touchdowns, 1 interception for a total of 48 yards. Pachelny's targets in the first half was Norton with 1 catch for 8. Berghoff had 2 snatches for 31, and Clark brought in 1 pass for 9 yards. 198 total yards for Bishop Dwenger in the first half. Now let's talk about the home Snider Panthers. Rushing, Dominic Scott got the bulk of the carries for Snider. He had 7 carries for 41 yards. 1 big carry for Turner, David Turner, on that reverse. A 60-yard reverse for Turner and a touchdown. Passing through the air, Steveling came into the game tonight averaging 71%, came in with a 71% completion ratio, and Steveling tonight 7 of 14 for 88 yards, no touchdowns, and no interceptions. The top receiver right now is Mac Hippenhammer, number 2. He's the one Coach Ernie Bodrab was most worried about. Hippenhammer caught 3 passes for 25 yards and half, the tight end that nobody talked about. We didn't talk about him, number 18, Haft, in our pregame. 2 big catches, a 28-yarder and a 22-yarder. Mark, that equals 50 yards for Haft. So 192 total yards for Snider in the first half. Again, let's review. Bishop Dwenger 198, Snider 192. This is a great ball game.
Well, it is, and it's a 5-point game. And really, the difference in the game, I feel, Joe, the only really turnover, because Pachelny threw an interception down at the 1-yard line, and Dwenger got it back and scored, so that really didn't matter, so to speak. It was when Snider was on their 29-yard line. They had 4th and 1, no backs in the backfield, and they hard count, and Dwenger jumped off sides. And that seemed to be a momentum changer. Snider went down and scored on that point, and that's the one mental mistake that we've seen. The only really mental mistake we've seen. It's been a clean ball game. I can't remember. Besides that penalty, there's not been any holds.
It hasn't been chippy. In a big game, sometimes it can get chippy. We haven't seen any of that.
Oh, no. It's just
been a great game.
Good, clean game, hard-hitting game. And you can see, we thought this was going to be pretty close. Bishop Dwenger, 500 Bojab at halftime. I'm in there saying, gentlemen, we're right there. We're right there. 1 touchdown, we're ahead. We've held this potent Snider offense to 17 points.
The number 1 offense in the SAC. The Snider Panthers bring that in. 49 points is what they average. 5 games this season, they've scored over 50 points. They have 17 here in the first half. Let's bring Casey O'Boyle in on this as well. Casey, what did you see in the first half? What are your thoughts on that first half?
Well, it was a well-played first half. I mean, I think it's kind of what we expected. Both teams one another out to a certain degree. I get a good vibe from the Dwenger coaches coming out of the sideline here from the locker room. They are really pumped up. I think they feel like they left some opportunities out there, and they want to shore some things up in their kicking game. To me, that's the one glaring thing is the two decisions to go for 2-point conversions that came up empty for the Saints, and then conversely, Snider kicked a field goal of length and 2 extra points. Right there, in my opinion, is the main difference in the game. And to Coach's point, definitely the hard count out of a shotgun. I'm with you, Coach. If you're underneath center, I get it. Especially this Snider team. The play before, they couldn't get it. A Snider coach team of old would have lined up an I formation on 3rd and 1 and said, thank you, move the chains. This is a different era. This is a different system. This is Oregon offense, basically. And I think just seeing that is so amazing, watching Snider, how they've transformed this offense really just in one short year.
Well, exactly right, Casey. And, you talk about the failed 2-point conversions by the Saints. And Mark and I talked about during one break, and I said, Mark, that's just Ernie being Ernie. And I'm talking about Ernie Bodrab, the head coach. We've seen it all season. This isn't something out of the new. This is something they work on every single day.
Well, but the thing is, Snider, you're not fooling Snider.
They're so well coached.
And they've got great athletes back there. The first one was there. They just, we said before, there was a gentleman that one of the players came in alignment. He forgot he was on the field, or he was on the team, came out there. It was just disruptive. Didn't have the flow. It was supposed to go to the tight end. He was wide open. He just couldn't find him. The second one, the Chelney rolled out, and it was just snuffed.
Yeah, it absolutely was, and the Saints are taking the field here, and I know Casey's going to effort to get with Coach Ernie Bodrab and to get his thoughts as they're getting ready to receive the kickoff in the second half. But listen, we thought the Saints would be able to run the ball against Snider, and they were effectively. Amon Clark averaged 7 yards per carry, and it looks like Casey has Coach Bodrab. Go ahead, take it away, Casey.
Yeah, thanks, Joe. I got Coach Ernie Bodrab here. Coach, 17-12 at halftime. A couple missed opportunities there. What did you tell the boys at half?
We told them that we've got to stop beating ourselves. We had a couple miscues out there, a couple mistakes, a couple coverage mistakes out there. So we got to make sure we play the way that we're taught. We got to play sound football, and we knew that coming in because everything they do is very sound. They're very well coached, and we got to make sure that we're doing the same thing and come back and get in this next half.
The defense is really good against that trio of talented wide receivers, but the tight end hurt you a couple times and a couple throws to the backs. What kind of adjustments did you make at halftime?
We're going to be playing a little bit tighter coverage in the tight end. We're going to be paying a little bit more attention to him come second half, and we're going to be being a little bit more aggressive with our defensive ends as well as our linebackers.
Real quick, Coach, offensively had a lot of success with the play action, and Amon Clark over 100 yards rushing in the first half. Will we see more of the same?
We hope so. He's still running strong, so whatever they give us, we're going to get.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Back up to you guys.
Thanks, Casey. Eisman Property Management is a local company that offers owner services for residential properties, from a single home to large complexes. If you're a property owner needing a full-time maintenance staff to care for your property or need to find a rental home, Eisman Property Management is here to help. Contact Eisman Property Management on the web at 456rent.com or call 456-RENT. That's 456-7368. We're going to step out for a 1-minute break, and then we're going to get ready to kick this second half off. This set one half remains to see who's going to be the SAC champion this year, 2015. You're listening to SAC Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Hi, Charlie Momper here from Momper Insulation. It's never too late to add insulation. You'll be amazed at the results when our Momper professionals retrofit your walls and attics with high-quality insulation. When we're finished, you'll stay warmer and hopefully save money on your heating bills as well. Momper, the #1 name in insulation since 1956. Call today at 432-7543.
You can help support your Catholic parish or school with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union's Elevate program. You'll not only enjoy excellent personal service and save money with your new loan or credit card, you'll also be giving money back to the participating parish or school you care about. Let Notre Dame Federal Credit Union elevate all participating parishes or schools. Elevate can be reached at 844-230-6611 or visit us online at ndelevate.com. Independent from the university.
Welcome back to Spooler Stadium. We're at halftime, and our halftime sponsor today is the St. Felix Catholic Center. The historic St. Felix Catholic Center is open for retreats, located in Huntington, Indiana on 30 scenic acres with plenty of recreational areas and a serene Blessed Mother Grotto. St. Felix Catholic Center is the perfect location for a single day of prayer to overnight retreats. Former home of Venerable Solanus Casey. Come visit today. Plan your visit at sfcatholiccenter.com. Mark, final thoughts before we get ready in the second half?
Joe, a couple things. Keys to victory, protect Isaac Stiebling for Snider. Dwenger put a little pressure on him, and I think to hold them to what they have, 88 yards passing isn't bad. Defensively, Snider needed to contain Amon Clark. Well, 15 carries for 107 yards. Like Coach Tippmann said in his interview at halftime, they've got to do a better job there, especially on first down. Dwenger put pressure on Stiebling, and they needed some stops. They've done both. And offensively, run to set up the play-action pass. Pichelny, though, needs to be better than 4 for 9 for 48 yards. But one thing that I think skewed, though, the total yards, you take Turner's 60-yard reverse off Snider's offense, they only had 132 yards total offense. And for a Snider team, that's pretty good. So I know he got it, but it wasn't part of their offense type thing. It was a trick play that got him 60 yards. So Dwenger defensively is doing a heck of a job against this high-potent offense.
Again, you're listening to championship football here on Redeemer Radio. The number one offense, Snider Panthers. Snider comes in 7-0 into this one, ranked number 2 in 5A, and they're taking on the Saints, who sit at 6-1, taking a 6-game winning streak. Remember, the Saints have not lost since they lost to Bishop Dwenger in Week 1, and they currently sit at number 6 in Class 4A.
Joe, what do you think of the first half?
Well, it's about what I thought. Explosive plays out of Snider. Defense held their own, but and the Bishop Dwenger Saints were able to run the football. Talking to all the coaches this week over at Bishop Dwenger, they felt like they'd be able to do that. I would like to see Pichelny sell the play fakes a little better. I think the play fakes were pretty weak in the first half. I don't know that they were fooling a lot of people.
A good point. Yeah, he's kind of bending over, but he's not putting the ball.
You gotta get the ball like you're actually giving it.
Exactly, or put a hand there and hold the ball on your hip. You give the left hand to the running back, and you put the ball on your right hip. He's just kind of bending over, and not even getting too close to the running back. You're right.
Hey, that second quarter tonight, Mark, was brought to you by Holy Cross College. Holy Cross College is an affordable Catholic college offering a life-changing, life-affirming education and is closer than you think. Just 2 hours away. Search for them on the web at Holy Cross College at Notre Dame, Indiana. Mark, this is really exciting. The clock is set at 12 minutes. We're getting ready to start this second half. Saints will receive the ball, and I can't wait to get this one started.
We've said it just about every week because we've had very good games and important games. This first drive of the third quarter is very, very important. Championship teams normally take the ball down and score or do something positive with this football. So Dwenger, we're going to see what they can do here because if they're a championship team, they need to do something right now getting this ball back. First time in the third quarter.
Low line drive kick. It's bouncing down to Amon Clark, and he laterals it to Norton. Norton's running on the left side. Got a wall set up, and it quickly closes in. He is pushed out of bounds as he crosses over the 20. Looks to be about the 25-yard line is where the Saints will take over. Mark, the Saints' third quarter has been their best of the season. They've scored 79 points in the third quarter. So really the Saints want to get off to a good start here and get this some points on the board coming out of the locker room.
Anxious to see what kind of adjustments both teams make, especially what Coach Bojerab made here. See if we can get a little bit more passing involved here against the Panthers.
Single back behind Pichelny is A-Train. Amon Clark, 3 trips to the 3 receivers to their right. Here we go. There's the snap going left, and the pitch is to Amon Clark. Dangerous pitch. Amon Clark cuts it back inside and picks up a few, but my goodness, there was a defensive end for Snider there and almost could have taken that ball the other way.
Pichelny, he had a good angle. He went right at the defensive end, but the defensive end wasn't blocked, and he just pitched it quickly. He got lucky on that one, Joe.
Okay, I was wrong on the initial spot. Now the ball sits at the 25-yard line. 2nd and 7 from the 25-yard line. Winklejohn in the backfield with Pichelny this time. 3 receivers again to the right. 1 to the left. There's the snap. A quick throw out here to Amon Clark in space. Good blocking up front.
Oh.
And a big, looked like a helmet-to-helmet hit. The flag came out immediately. Didn't see who the defender was,
21.
but the flag came out immediately, and we're going to get the call right here. No, it's a holding on the Saints. And Casey O'Boyle, you were right there.
Yeah, I saw the same thing you did, Joe. I was watching the ball. I thought maybe a helmet-to-helmet type call, but instead they got, I think, Ryan Berghoff out wide on the hold. And that's a big play against the Saints. It's going to come back.
Okay, thank you for that, Casey. So the penalty is going to start to back the Saints up. Still second down. We will replay the down. The ball now is sitting at the, let me get this, the 17-yard line. And we are looking, the Saints are looking at a 2nd and 17.
The Saints aren't built for 2nd and 17, Joe.
No, they really aren't. Amon Clark in the backfield with Pichelny. There's the snap. Fakes it, and a broken play. It looks like Pichelny runs to the left. Nothing there. Real ugly play from the get-go for the Saints, and about a 3-yard gain. Pichelny is able to pick up about 3 yards. Big third down coming up here for the Saints.
Pichelny turned to his left, and then he spun around to his right like it was an option to his right.
Didn't look good.
And there was no one there, and it was just a mess.
It was a mess. 3rd and 14 now from the Saints' 19-yard line. The Saints trail 17-12 to the Panthers. Takes the snap, rolling left, looking, throws it out there. He's got a man, that's Norton, and that's a first down for the Saints. A little stick route there for Norton. He ran down the field, got to the sticks, turned it to the sidelines, and the ball was delivered perfectly by Pichelny.
Campbell, the left tackle for Dwenger, did a great job sealing the defensive end for Snider. Gave Pichelny room. He spread it out to his left. Pichelny throws well on his left. Gave him some time, and he put that one on the money.
Who says the Saints aren't built for 3rd and 15s, Mark? Here we go. The chains move. First down now for the Saints at the 35-yard line.
That was 2nd and 17, Joe.
Here we go. Gives to Amon Clark up the middle. Nobody there. There goes Clark right up the middle, and he's dragging defenders with him all the way into Snider Panther territory. Clark doesn't get brought down until he gets to the Panther 42-yard line. Nice run by Amon Clark right up the middle.
Just off left guard, and they just sealed the 2 inside tackles for Snider. I don't know where the linebacker was, and Amon's, again, he's got great vision, saw the hole, and just exploded through it.
Nice play call there on first down. The chains move again. The chains are now set. Ball sits at the 42-yard line of Snider. Shelley has one back in with him. That's Sledge. 3 receivers to his right. Takes the snap, gives it to Sledge right up the middle. Sledge moves his legs and carries a couple defenders. I like the effort by that young man, and he doesn't get brought down until he picks up. Let's call it 4 along 3, bringing up a 2nd down, 2nd and 7. Crosses the 40. At the ball sits at the 39.
Tackled by Zach McDowell, and I'm telling you, he's a big boy, 6'3", 270, and he dragged him for 2 yards.
Well, yeah, Sledge can drag you. You got that right. In the huddle is Pichelny. Play comes in, brought in by Berghoff. And here we go. Fetterspiel split right, Norton to the left. In motion is Winklejohn. Gives to Amon Clark right up the middle. He gives a little hop step to the left. Not much there. Maybe a pickup of 1. 3rd down again coming up for the Saints as they drive here, and they trail 17-12 to Snider.
Again, France and Brelsford on the tackle there. Nothing up in the middle. So another big 3rd down for Bishop Dwenger. They already hit a 3rd and
15.
3rd and 15. And I think they're in 4 down territory, Joe, here on the 37-yard line.
Single backs Winklejohn with Pichelny. There's the snap. He drops the throw. He's looking right. He's rolling right. He's rolling right. He throws it down there to Zach Norton, and broken up at the last minute by the Snider defense. And incomplete. 4th down. So now we'll know if Ernie's on the same page with you. Casey, you were right down there. What did you see?
Yeah, Jonari Brown. This is a kid that's got a couple key interceptions this year. Pick 6 a couple weeks ago. Broke on that ball beautifully. Should have picked it off. Blake Pichelny got away with one there. Back up to you.
Janari Brown, 2 interceptions on the season. Here we go, and it is 4-down territory. 4th and 6 for the Saints, and they are going to go for it. The ball sits at the 38-yard line of Snider. Here we go. Shelley takes snap. He's rolling right. He's looking, and it is incomplete. Incomplete, intended for Berghoff, and it's not there. The Snider Panthers will take over on downs, and the Saints drive stalls at the Panther 38.
But Shelley didn't look like he really fired that ball in there.
No, it was not fired. Casey O'Boyle, was it fired?
No, it was not fired. He threw off his back foot again. He had a lot of pressure, but defensively there, Snider's Isaiah Knight near Essen. He is the other outside linebacker. He and Janari Brown both really play like rovers, and so they're not your typical linebackers. Big matchup problem for Dwenger's tight ends tonight. Back up to you.
Here we go. Isaac Stiebling and the Snider offense take over. 1st and 10 from their own 38. Stiebling takes it, and he gives it. No, he keeps it up the middle. Big stop there. Big stop by the sledge. Absolutely drilled Iceman Isaac Stiebling.
Oh, my goodness sakes. Winklejohn, it was just a perfect tackle. He stood him up, then grabbed and picked up his leg and just put him right backwards.
Third quarter, 8 minutes to go. 17-12. Snider on top. Isaac Stiebling takes the ball. He throws it out there to Malik Bramley, who drives forward. Oberfell in coverage. Going to be real close to the first down, but I think Bramley's going to be about a yard short. Let's take a look at this. Maybe not. That is right on the sticks and right in front of us.
Right in front of us.
I shouldn't screw this up. They're gonna measure. They're gonna bring the sticks all the way across the field.
The Snider faithful's yelling that the first down. That's for sure.
I think they could be right. Let's talk about our third quarter sponsor, Hubcap Express. The Hubcap Express is the expert in run flat tires and plus size fitment. Need your tires straightened? Hubcap Express fixes bent wheels. For all your tire needs, visit Hubcap Express, located at 606 West Coliseum Boulevard and on the web at hubcapexpress.com. And here come the chains. I'm going to make a guess that he has it. And I will be wrong. Wrong again. It hurts to be wrong. 3rd and very short. Let's call it 3rd and inches. The ball is at the Snider 48. Snider moving right to left on your radio dial.
Well, this is just be give one to Money. And Money Woods probably right up to Miller. Steve Lincoln, quarterback, sneak it. Shouldn't be too tough to pick up here.
Big offensive line. 6'1", 240 is what the Snider offensive line averages up front. You think they should be able to get a few inches. Snider's already up to the line, waiting for the referees to blow it into play.
But, Joe, this would be the one you'd love to fake it and go for 6.
Because you could always on 4th down if you wanted, Mark, right? For inches, I mean, it's 3 inches. And here we go. Stiebling under center with a fullback and a tailback behind him. He's going to quarterback sneak it, and I think he has it. Yes, he's got it easy. 1 yard pickup, and he only needed 3 inches. That's plenty. The 6'4" quarterback, Eastern Michigan commit, does a nice job on the sneak from under center.
I think that's the first time he's been under center tonight.
The chains are moving, so the clock stops at 7:44. Snider on top, 17-12 here in the third quarter. Stiebling drops. He's looking left. He's going deep. He's got a man, Hippenhammer. Hippenhammer had beaten his guy Oberfeld by about 3 steps, but well thrown out of bounds by Stiebling. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 for Snider.
A little pressure by Burns that time, so he just couldn't sit back there. He got a little pressure.
Casey O'Boyle.
Yeah, that was right in front of me, guys, here on the Snider sideline. Oberfeld did a nice job just bumping him off his route just enough to take him out of that play.
Good point. Stiebling gives it up the middle to Money Woods. A big hit there by who else? Quiet Riot. Nolan Sipe for 1 yard. 1 yard pickup by Money Woods.
Generally speaking, this Dwenger defensive line has been really effective. I wouldn't say dominated, but they've really controlled the line of scrimmage all night.
2 good ones in Nolan Sipe and Frankie Yanko. There's a flag thrown, no snap, or I should say at the snap the flag was thrown. That's an illegal procedure against the Snider offense. That's going to back them up 5 yards. That's going to bring up 3rd and 14 3rd and 14.
I called plays in high school, and I'm telling you, 3rd and 9 is a lot different than 3rd and 14. Snider, their strength is to get these receivers, go down 8, 9, 10 yards, turn around and give them the football. They can't do that here on 3rd and 14.
You're exactly
let's see
right.
what happens, and Dwenger's going to have some time to rush him now.
Stiebling looking left. He's going back right. He throws right, and he throws deep. He's got a man down there, and it is incomplete. In coverage was Mike Hake. Good coverage by, Effinger. That's Mitch Effinger, the strong safety, running down the field with David Turner, stride for stride, and it was overthrown. Big arm there by Isaac Stiebling.
That's the difference. When you can't just go down 10 yards or 9 yards and do an out, you've got to, it takes more time, and it's a tougher throw.
4th down now. 4th down for Snider. The offense is still on the field. They're in their own territory at their own 45.
No, they're going to try to draw them offside again.
The whistle stops. Whistle stops plays. Timeout, Dwenger. Boy, now you hate to burn a timeout with 6:57 to go in the 3rd quarter, but in a big ball game. But they did. Saints call a timeout. Snider leads 17-12 here at Spooler Stadium. We're going to step out for a 30-second break. You're listening to SAC Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Are you looking for an orthopedic specialist? Ortho Northeast has been serving the community for over 50 years with offices in 3 convenient locations. Look for the location nearest you. Dr. John Pritchard is a board-certified orthopedic surgeon with 20 years of experience with OME and can assist you with the best treatment plan for your knee or shoulder pain. Dr. John Pritchard is looking forward to meeting you and helping with all orthopedic needs. Call Dr. Pritchard at 260-484-8551 or visit the web at www.orthone.com.
Back at Spooler Stadium, I'm Joe Wharton with Mark Watts here in the booth. 17-12 is the score here. Snider on top. Snider faces a 4th and 14 from their own 45-yard line, and Stiebling's in the game, looking like they're going to go for it.
I can't believe they're going to go for it. They're going to try to draw him offside, and
he's going to step back and punt. Is that what? Now here we go.
So, sure.
Stiebling's taking a couple steps back. Let's see if he'll just pooch kick it, and he does.
That's
not a good kick off the side of his foot, but no, Snider bounce for sure. Goes all the way down almost to the 20-yard line. Is touchdown there by Mac Hippenhammer at the 21. And that's where the Bishop Dwenger Saints and Blake Pachelny will take over, trailing 17-12 here in the 3rd quarter.
Anybody that knows Coach Kurt Tippmann, he's a very conservative coach anyway, and he's up 5 points. He believed in his defense, and to go for it on 4th and 14 on your side of the 50, he wasn't fooling too many people.
No, I agree. The last drive for the Saints, which was their first drive of this 3rd quarter, a little shaky. Started out a little shaky. They were able to convert a 3rd down, but let's see if they can get back and find that offensive rhythm as they trail 17-12 here at Spooler. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. 2 backs back there with Pachelny. Gives off to Amon Clark, and he's going to run right off the right side for a meager gain of 2 yards. So 2nd and 8 will be the down and distance here with 6:35 to go in the 3rd.
Marcus Green with the stop there, and it's just the ISO play. Green ward off his block and just shed him and made a good tackle there. The fullback went through there, didn't hit anybody.
Marcus
Green like that.
Marcus Green leads this Snider team with 5.5 sacks on the season. Here we go. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 1 back stands behind Pachelny. There's the snap. Pachelny's rolling right. He's got time. He fires it. That one goes to Zach Norton, who breaks a tackle, stays on his feet, and crosses over the 40-yard line. Nice job. Now listen, Pachelny fired that one.
Yeah, it's totally different. Plus, he had time. And when you roll him out, looks like he's got more confidence throwing the football. Amon Clark did a great job warding off Marcus Green.
He did.
He went out there, he hooked him, and gave Pachelny time to throw. That's what you want to see out of your running back. Just don't get me yardage. Block when you have to.
The ball sits at the Saints' 41-yard line. 1st and 10 for Bishop Dwenger. 3 receivers now over to the left. Pachelny he's looking left. Now he looks back. Here comes Zach Norton on a little inside screen. He's got it, and he takes it over the midfield mark, and he's finally brought down there at exactly the midfield mark. Close to a 1st down for the Saints.
Jordan Gorman, free safety, just read it well, broke on the ball. He's got so much speed. Good play, though. Good little drive here from the Tigers.
2nd and short. Saints trail 17-12 here. Go ahead, Casey.
Yeah, real quick. Zach Norton a little dinged up after that play. 2 receptions in a row. He took himself out of the game. Something to keep an eye on.
Thank you for that, Casey. Second and short. You can take a shot here. The ball's at the 50-yard line for the Saints offense. Pacelli, nope, going to give it to Clark right off the left side. Good vision. He has a first down and a few more yards. Takes it all the way to the Snider 44-yard line, and that's where he's brought down. The chains will move once again.
You said it, Joe. That was supposed to go left guard.
It was.
And he just, with his vision, broke it outside for the first down. Great vision by Amon Clark. Wow,
and he's got that great little hop step, that hop, jump, and go. And right there picked up 4 yards. Plenty for a first down on 2nd and 1. Saints 1st and 10 again in Snider territory at the Snider 44. 2 backs now in with Pachelny. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Amon Clark right up the middle, and he's got a huge hole for Clark near the first down marker. Going to be a little bit short, but an 8-yard gain. Let's call it an 8-yard gain on first down. That's been there all night, really, Mark.
It is, and that's going off guard. If you look at the Snider, they're playing their tackles on the outside shoulder of the guards. So if you can kind of block them to the outside, that's been there. That's what's going on. The Snider tackles are not getting inside on their gaps.
2nd and 2 from the Snider 38. Here we go. Chelney waits the snap with 2 backs there with him. He fakes it up the middle. He's looking down the middle. He throws it to Berghoff, and Berghoff had it in his hands and out of his hands. Berghoff, using his big 6'5 frame, went up to get the jump ball and had it for a second, but unable to hold on. Brings up a 3rd and 2 for Bishop Dwenger.
Marcus Green, the senior, he's putting a lot of pressure out there. He put good pressure on Pachelny, made him throw it a little bit high. Couldn't step into that one either.
Mark, if it was 4-down territory the last drive, it certainly is here as the ball sits on the Snider 38. Saints facing a 3rd and 2 now. 2 backs back, Winklejohn and Amon Clark, the A-train. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Chelney takes a snap, gives it right to Amon Clark, going left, and he's going to be very close, and I believe he does have enough for a first down, but it's just enough as a late flag. Is that a late flag?
Yes.
Came flying in. Stay tuned, folks. Let's see what we got here. That was right at the pile.
This is a big penalty.
Casey O'Boyle, were you able to tell what happened?
Yeah, I think it was one of those young defensive tackles, maybe a little extracurricular activity after the play. I think that's going to be a personal foul here against the Panthers. Let's see what they call.
Wow.
Thank you for that update, Casey. And it is a personal foul against the Snider Panthers as big number 9 is coming out of the game. I think one of the coaches wants to talk to him. And who's right there but Kirk Tittman to talk to him.
And
he's not yelling at him, he's talking to him.
One of his other coaches
might have been yelling at him, but Kirk.
Oh, wow! This is. Yeah,
it's a teaching moment. Is that what we call a teaching moment?
Yes, it is. That's right. He's got the young man's attention.
So the 15-yard penalty is stepped off. That takes the ball down to the 21-yard line, the Snider 21-yard line. Saints in good field position right now with a 1st and 10.
And now Coach Tittman has stopped during that whole thing, Joe. He was still teaching him.
1 back is Amon Clark, and it's given to the 1 back, Amon Clark, right up the middle. Again, not much there, maybe 3 yards, but that's okay. This Dwenger defense, 3 yards, offense. They just don't want negative. Yeah, this Dwenger offense just doesn't want they just don't want negative plays.
Okay, so
the young man's back in the game.
Johnson's back in the game, and look out. He's a little fired up, I would think. And that's really the first mental mistake that Snider has made all night.
I agree. 2 backs stay back with Pachelny. That's Amon Clark and Sledge. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. There it is, given to right up the middle to Amon Clark. Nice stop there by the linebacker who stayed home. Still picking up a couple yards is Clark, but the Saints will be facing a 3rd down. 3rd and 7. Only 1 yard gain there by Clark.
Boy, this is a big call here. 2:49 left. Dwenger still down. 17-12. 3rd quarter. 3rd and 8.
Here we go.
Do the play action pass here, or do you give it up?
You're in 2-down territory. Only 1 back, and it's Sledge back there with Pachelny. 3 receivers. Amon Clark's one of them to the right. Rolling right now. Here comes the blitz. Pachelny's got to hurry. He gets rid of it, and it is incomplete by Zach Norton. Tough play by Zach Norton going out of bounds, trying to hang on to the football. It's incomplete. Great coverage by the Snider Panthers, by the way.
And now the Panthers are starting to get some width with their linebackers to press Pichelny, give them a little heat, because Dwenger is really warding off the ends with their running back and their tight end.
Ernie Bodrav elects to leave his offense on the field. No field goal team. The ball sitting at the Panthers' 18-yard line. They're going to go for it. 4th and 7. 4th and 7 for Bishop Dwenger. One back is Amon Clark. There's the snap. Straight drop back. There's the screen to Clark. Clark has it, but he's not going to have enough for a first down. About a 4-yard gain, not enough when you need 7. Snider Panthers defense holds again on 4th down, and the Saints offense, they get deep in Snider territory, but they are unable to get any points on the board.
Snider came with a little blitz that time and just made Pichelny get rid of it too soon. Did not get Clark, couldn't get to the sticks.
Well, and I tell you, I've seen every Bishop Dwenger game, and Bishop Dwenger really has never impressed me with a little screen game. So there we go, 4-yard pickup when you need 7, not a good enough. 1st and 10 for the Panthers, moving right to left. They lead this one, 17-12. Isaac Stiebling, one back in with him, gives it there. No, keeps it. He keeps it, and he is hit by Colin Burns in the backfield. That's Stiebling's going to be dropped for a loss. Again by Colin Burns. Looks like about a 2-yard loss. Ball now sits on the 15-yard line. Snider 15.
Burns got his attention that time. Just snuffed him.
Stiebling takes snap. He's looking to throw to his right. He throws to his right. Not even close. Intended for Hippenhammer. And Zach Norton broke on the ball. And if that was a good pass, there's a chance Norton could have had it. It was not a good thrown, well thrown ball.
I don't know if Casey thinks this way, but Stiebling looks a little off kilter right now. I don't know if he's gotten hit a couple times.
He has been hit tonight. There's no doubt about it.
But yeah.
Go ahead, Casey.
I totally agree with you. I thought in the first half he looked all sorts. I think it's that pressure from that Dwenger front guys. Those front 5 are getting pressure.
Here they come again. Stiebling's looking. He throws deep over the middle, and it is in and out of the hands of David Turner. Slightly thrown behind him, but a rope. Frozen rope thrown to Turner over the middle, and he was open. Late flag in the backfield now. Let's see what that is. Was there maybe a roughing the passer? Holding on Snider. Not roughing the passer, but holding on Snider. Let's see what the Saints elect to do here. I believe you're going to decline this and go to 4th down. It's the only choice to make.
That's the only choice to make.
Casey O'Boyle, talk to us.
Yeah, the head official there, E.J. Carroll, he's from Huntington. He called that. He was very defiant in that call. So whatever happened, it was definitely a hold. You got to decline this, guys. It's the right call. Back up to you.
It's not only the right call, it's the only call. Punting situation for the Snider Panthers. Again, back to punt is Trent Morgan. He's done a nice job. The wind has died down. The flag is laying straight down, so no more wind tonight. 1:38 to go in the third quarter. Snider on top, 17-12. There's the punt, and it's a good one, a high and long one. Amon Clark is looking for it. Over the shoulder catch. He does catch it, and he's trying to find some room. Nowhere to go. Good coverage by the Snider Panthers team. And Clark only was able to get the ball to the 38-yard line. That's the Saints' 38-yard line, where Pichelny and the Saints offense will take over.
This is just great coaching on the special teams that time. You had 4 Snider kids down there, and they broke down. What that means is just sink your tail
and wait.
Keep your legs driving, and don't let them go anywhere.
Yep.
And he was boxed in, and he was a 2-yard gain, and there you are. That's excellent coaching on the Snider side.
Good starting field position, though, Mark, for the Saints at their own 38-yard line. And here we go. Let's see if the Saints can get this running game going again. 17-12 is your score here in the third quarter. Snider on top.
Really, the only big gain we've seen is that reverse.
Fumble. Looks like the ball is down. Pichelny kept it going up the middle, and he did drop it, and he did lose it. And the Snider Panthers recover. Great field position. A second turnover for the Saints. Interception earlier by Pichelny, and now he puts the ball on the ground. That's his second fumble, third fumble on the season, and Snider Panthers are in great position here. Casey O'Boyle, take it away.
Hey, guys, I just eavesdropped behind the Snider bench there and heard Lance Klein, offensive line coach, along with Russ Isaacs, imploring that line, guys, we're fine. We're going to make plays. Keep in it. As soon as that turnover took place, that bench jumped up. Let's see if the Panthers do something with it.
Let's see if they do something. Let's see if this Bishop Dwenger defense, the number one defense in the SAC, can help their offense out here. Stiebling takes it. He's rolling to his left. He gives it back on a reverse to Money Woods. Nothing there for Money Woods, and he scrambles to get back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe a 1 yard gain for Money, but the Saints were not fooled on that reverse.
Coach Bodrab, he just believes in assignment football. When I talked to him this afternoon before the game, he said we just have to play our assignments, and that time the Dwenger kids did. They stayed at home, weren't fooled, did the assignment football, helped them to 1 yard.
Here we go. Stiebling fakes it, gives it to Money Woods up the middle. Money Woods is met by Frankie the Tank Yanko and brought down after a 3 yard gain. That's going to bring up a third and 6 for Snider. 30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Snider leads 17-12. They can probably get one more. They don't have to run another play. Casey, what do you have?
Every time they run that jet sweep fake, the safety goes with them. So does the corner on that guy. Malik Bramley's got one-on-one coverage out here on an island.
Here we go. Malik Bramley does have single coverage, no safety help, and he's looking. Stiebling's looking, and he's throwing to Bramley over the top, and it is overthrown. And listen, I think David Obergfell is in coverage, but Casey, you mentioned it earlier. It looks like Obergfell is jamming him at the line just enough to throw that timing off, and these balls are getting overthrown.
You're right, Joe. Just overthrown, and the timing is again, you said it exactly right, disrupted. Casey called it. He's out on an island. Everybody saw it out here, but Stiebling again looks a little bit off.
A little bit off with 4 seconds to go in the third quarter. 17-12 is the score here at Spooler on homecoming night. Snider leads this one. Stiebling takes a snap. He's looking left, looking middle, looking right. Nobody. He throws over the middle. Incomplete. Missed an open receiver. That was Hippenhammer over the middle. Nothing doing. And the Saints will take over. That was a 4th and 6, ladies and gentlemen. And the Saints will be taking over on offense. And that will do it for 3 quarters of action, Mr. Mark Watts. What a ball game. 17-12. That's how we started the third quarter, and that's how we finished it. Snider leads. You're listening to, we're going to take a 1 minute break. You're listening to SAC Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Hello, I'm Tom Steele with Tom Steele Tire and Auto Repair, a family-owned business for over 35 years. We carry all major brands of new tires as well as a large selection of quality used tires to save you money. We do all types of auto repairs, be it brakes, alignment, or just fix your air conditioning. Tom Steele Tire, North Clinton or Illinois Road. Give us a try. You'll be glad you did.
When you're looking for a bank to call home, it's hard to know where to turn. So many offer the same products, services, and rates. So why choose First Federal Bank? Well, at First Federal Bank, we're more than just a bank. We're your partner, friend, and neighbor. And just like you, we're proud to call this community home. By empowering our employees to make local decisions, we're investing in our community, one customer at a time. That's what makes us better together. First Federal Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Welcome back to Spooler Stadium. Snider leads 17-12. 1 quarter left to go here to find out who the champion is for the SAC Bell. Mark Watts, what do you have?
Eric Stiebling this third quarter, 1 for 7 for 7 yards. He was 7 for 14. Now he's 8 for 21, Joe. So we said he looked a little bit off, and even on that throw over the middle, he had a wide open receiver and threw it low.
Here we go. Pachelny looks, he throws. No. My goodness, that play didn't look good. They were Pachelny was trying to get a man in motion. What do you have, Casey?
Hey, guys, I spoke with Antoine Taylor. He's Isaac Stiebling's quarterback coach for the last 4 years. He said exactly what we've all said. He's trying to throw to a spot. His receivers aren't breaking free. He's got to throw away from a defender is how he phrased it. He said it's a simple fix, but he's accustomed to seeing those receivers break free. They've seen it all year long. I think you got to give Bishop Dwenger defensive backs coach Jimmy Sullivan a ton of credit tonight, because that's the difference in this game. Stiebling has not been this out of sorts all year long. And now the referees are waving off the flag to the dismay of the Snider crowd. So it is still going to be 1st and 10 where the Saints have the ball here to start the fourth quarter.
at their own. They're moving right to left, and they have the ball at their own 34-yard line. 2 backs behind Pichelny. There's the snap. He gives to Clark the second back through. He's got some room, and he's going across the 40 all the way to the 43-yard line. A big 8-yard gain from Mon Clark on first down. Communication sponsor tonight. If you can hear this game, it's thanks to our communication sponsor, Dr. Todd and Mary Briscoe and Briscoe Family Dentistry. Their generous financial support helps make this Redeemer Radio Sports broadcast possible. If you need emergency dental care, call Dr. Briscoe at 486-9950.
Dwenger's putting formations to the field, then they're bringing Lamont Clark back to the weak side, taking one of the Snider players out of the box, which is really being effective.
Pichelny takes snap, fakes, looks to throw, throws it down there to Norton, and there's a flag by the back of Judge. It looks like the defender maybe climbed on the back of Norton to try to knock it away. Snider fans disagree. I think it's probably a fair call.
All right, again, the defensive back coach that I am, that was defensive pass interference. He went through the guy, through the man, over the top, didn't allow, hit him too early. Good call.
And that is the call. The fans are not happy. Casey, what did you see?
Well, I saw Blake Pichelny tip his hand. He looked over that way twice towards Norton. I knew exactly where the ball was going. He's got to disguise that a little bit better going forward.
Pass interference is on Snider. That gives the Saints a first down. First down, and they cross into Snider territory. The ball sits at the Panther 42-yard line. One back now with Pichelny is Sledge. One receiver to the right, two to the left. In motion is Amon Clark. There's the pitch to Clark. There's the reverse.
No.
And 24 has it. Via Cable, who has it. And he pitches it back to Pichelny, who's looking for a receiver. It's a double reverse pass, and nothing there. Nothing there. You talk about not leaving any bullets in the gun. There was a bullet they just used. But again, the Snider defense wasn't fooled.
All right, I've got to explain this. It was a double reverse, and then when they hit the second reverse, they threw it back to Pichelny. He was supposed to go deep, long to his left, and he was covered.
He was covered.
He was covered. And then Pichelny's like, no, it didn't work. In practice, the guy was always open.
It was always open. Casey.
Hey, number 9 there also had a late hit out of bounds. If that was on the other sideline, that was 15 yards, and he'd been out of the game.
Wow.
That was for sure late.
Here we go. Pichelny now facing a 2nd and 16 from the Panther 48. He's looking quarterback draw up the middle. Not fooled is number 11 again, the linebacker who we've been calling all night, Austin France. Did a nice job, the sophomore. Pichelny tries to get some yardage back. He only gets a few. Third and 13 from the Panther 45.
Joe, I was talking about that double reverse pass. You practice it against air or against the defense, they don't know what's coming, and normally it's wide open. So Pichelny was back there thinking he's going to be wide open. All of a sudden there was a black shirt back there. Like, uh-oh. Now what am I supposed to do?
3rd and long for the Saints. Pichelny in the shotgun. There's the snap. He's rolling left. Nice job. Here comes the blitz. He's got some time. He throws it out there. Norton too low. Norton goes down but cannot hang on. And it's a 4th down. 4th and 13 from the Panther 45. I got to believe you want to punt this deep, don't you, Mark?
I'm with you, Joe. You've got to punt. You cannot give Snider this potent offense, even though your defense is playing well.
Nobody's on Berghoff on the far side of the field. Now they've got him. Now they've got him. Remember what we saw earlier is Pichelny pooch kicked it from this.
Yeah, just kick it. Just kick it.
And now he's backing up a few yards. It looks like maybe he's getting ready to pooch kick it. There's the snap. There's the kick, and it's not a pooch. It's a good kick. Down, hits at the 5, and is spun into the end zone, and that's going to be a touchback. I think it was going to stay out, but the Saints player running down there tried to grab it to stop it, and I think it was going to stop anyway, but it carried into the end zone.
Yeah,
so the Panthers are going to take over on their own 20-yard line. What a game. 10:38 to go. Panthers lead 17-12 in this championship ball game, and this has been exciting.
Who'd ever think it'd be 17-12 in the 4th?
The number 1 and number 2 defense or offenses in the SAC,
goodness,
who are averaging
sakes.
almost 50 points a game.
I know it.
And it's 17-12.
Now that's just good coaching.
28-14. Bishop Lures into the 3rd over the Spartans. Did I get that backwards? I got it backwards. I think the Spartans are on top. There's up the middle is Steebling keeping the ball actually off the left side. Picks up a few yards before he's tripped up let's call it 4. Going to bring up a 2nd and 6.
Steebling, that's the that option where it just rides the back into the middle of the offensive line, and he has not kept it very much tonight. So that's about the first time I can remember in a long time that he has kept it.
Here we go, motion right to left is Turner. Steebling fakes it, he's running, and he is hit, and he is hit again, and he is finally down, but it gets enough yardage for a first down. Steebling, the big senior quarterback, rumbles and stumbles and crosses over to the 35-yard line, the Snider 35-yard line. But the chains are moving. 9:59 to go here. Snider on top, 17-12.
Looks like Mr. Steebling might know his passing's a little bit off, but his running's not off.
He can run. He's an athlete.
He just took on 2 Dwenger defenders and knocked them over.
Steebling looks, throwing to his right, and the ball is incomplete, intended for Malik Bramley. Just not there. Could not hook up with Malik Bramley, and that was one of the short throws that he's been pretty good at tonight.
I'm not trying to be negative toward Isaac Steebling. He's a great quarterback, but he's just a little bit off tonight. I don't know if it's the pressure of Dwenger, but he was hurried that time again.
Oh, Boyle.
Yeah, Kurt Tittman told him, slow down, relax, you're fine. He just told him he's seeing the same thing we're seeing, guys.
He's alone in the backfield now. That's Isaac Steebling alone in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left. Malik Bramley is out here. Zach Norton, the Saints' best cover man, is on Malik Bramley. No safety help. 1-on-1. Here we go. Steebling's looking over the middle, and he is hit and dropped. And that is Nolan Sipe Quiet Riot with his 6th sack of the season.
Frankie Yanko, though, got it right in, and he pulled Steebling's arm, twisted him a little bit. Steebling knew he had to go, then he just got cleaned up.
3rd and 12 from the Panther 33. Isaac Steebling in the offense looking at a 3rd and 12. Looks like Dominic Scott now in the pistol formation behind Steebling. Here we go. Takes it, fakes it to Scott, rolling to the right, throw back to Scott, and he's got plenty of room. He's got a lot of room. He's broken down the middle of the field into Saints territory across the 45. Great play, great execution by the Snider Panthers.
Nice play call. Steebling sold it. He rolled out to the sideline of Snider, threw it back on the money.
Casey O'Boyle.
We said that the matchup to watch is those linebackers of Bishop Dwenger against the backs in the passing game from Snider. Steebling took a big shot from Colin Burns. Back to you.
First down for the Panthers in Saints territory at 43. Steebling gives it now to Dominic Scott. He takes it and brought down by Sledge Winklejohn after a pickup of 3, bringing up a 2nd and 7 for Snider as they've got a nice little drive going here. 8:46 to go. Snider leads 17-12.
Dwenger needs to pick up right now because Snider's got a little momentum. The mojo's working right now for the guys in the black.
Big 3rd down conversion for the Panthers. Yeah, now we have David Turner right to left motion, and Steebling gives to Dominic Scott now. They're going to try to just run and try to work on this defense a little bit and the clock with a 5-point lead. Dominic Scott picks up about another 3, bringing up another 3rd down for the Panthers. 3rd and 4, it looks like, from the Saints 37.
And they're in 4-down territory.
Absolutely.
So Coach Tittman knows he's got 2 plays here to call to get 4 yards.
The Panthers are in no hurry allowing this clock to run. 8 minutes to go here in this game if they want to be SAC champions. Again, to give to Dominic Scott off the left side, and he is tackled by Joe Stegmeyer and Colin Burns over there, and he's going to be short, just short of the line to gain. So 4th down upcoming for the Snider Panthers.
His knee went down. We've got the Snider faithful. You might be able to hear him. They're pretty emotional about some of this stuff, but his knee went down, then he reached out. It's where his knee went down.
Here comes the jumbo package checking into the huddle for Snider. 4th and 1 on the Saints 34-yard line. 7:17 to go. Clock continues to run. 17-12 is your score here in the 4th quarter. Snider leads. They need a big 4th down conversion to keep this drive alive. The Saints need a big stop on 4th down to get the ball back for their offense. Here we go. The give is up the middle to Dominic Scott, and he is really close. And Mark, I mean really close. The Bishop Dwenger's coaches are looking at it on the far side, and they don't think he got it. We're going to have to take a look at this.
Casey, what do you think?
Casey.
I don't have the best angle, as you can see, but I tell you what, from the angle I had, I thought Dwenger stopped him by about a half a yard.
The Saints coaching staff over on the far side is pointing their way like he didn't get it, but I'm not so certain.
The Snider offensive players, the non-jumbo package guys, ran onto the field to try to sell it a little bit, but I'm not sure they fooled the officials.
I saw that, Casey. That's a good point.
The sticks are coming out. Big measurement here.
Big one.
First down.
He did not get it. That's a big stop there for the Saints. He was real close. I got to believe he's about an inch short. And the Saints sideline erupts. And the Bishop Dwenger Saints are going to take over here with 6:55 to go in this game. They trail by 5, Mark 17-12.
Oh, man. No points have been scored the second half.
Can you believe that?
No, not with these offenses. And you're right, Joe. Just a bunch of white jumped up and down there. The student section's all in white up to our right. They're waving the white flags going. And this is high school football at its best.
The Saints need a long, sustained drive here, Mark, and try to get some points on the board.
They just need a score somehow, Joe. I don't know if it's long as sustained. They'll take Oman right now running 60-some yards.
They got a bunch package here to the left, 3 receivers to the left, nobody in the backfield with Pichelny. Here comes Amon Clark in motion, left to right, fake the jet sweep. Pichelny keeps it up the middle, and he picks up about a half a yard. The Snider defense is really tightening up on the run now.
Marcus Green, he read it all the way. Boy, we've called his number this second half, it seems like, about every play.
Speaking of jumbo, here comes Herber into the game, the senior guard who checks in at over 300 pounds. And he was an all-conference guard last season. He checks back into the ballgame. So 2nd and 9 from the Saints 34. The Saints have the ball moving right to left, 6:20 to go. Saints trail 17-12. There's the snap. Pichelny looks right. He throws it out there. He's got a receiver. That's Berghoff's got it. He makes a nice move to make a defender miss, and he lunges for the first down chain, and I think he has it. It's right in front of us, and the Saints coaching staff, again, they're making the call on the far sideline, and that is going to be a Saints first down. The chains are moving.
It was just a 5-yard out, and he just turned. As soon as he caught it, he turned quickly inside, thinking the defender was going to go to his outside. He did go to his outside and made about 4 more yards with that quick move for the first down.
Giving Snider some of their own medicine. That was a Snider play we saw earlier in the game. Here we go. Pichelny now has 2 backs in the backfield. He's dropping the pass. Again, and out to Berghoff. Berghoff's going to make a move inside, duck his head, and try to pick up a couple extra yards, and he does it. 6-yard gain on first down. Pichelny to Berghoff. They're now exactly at the 50-yard line. 5:55 to go. Saints trail 17-12.
Well, right now Snider's running their 4-4. They've got 8 in the box, basically. 4 down linemen, 4 linebackers, really close. They're putting their 2 corners on an island, and that's why Dwenger right now has been throwing the football.
Yeah, the box is crowded. No safety help for Snider. You maybe a double move. Here comes the blitz. Gives Damon Clark up the middle. They got him on a blitz. He's still on his feet. He's going to the 20, the 10, and he is brought down from behind at the 7-yard line. Damon Clark, Saints caught him in a blitz, Mark, and that's what happens.
And there's no free safety. We said that they loaded the box, and when you just have those many people in there and you break the first line of defense, there's nobody there.
And now the Saints are not going to be in a hurry. 43-yard gain for Amon Clark on 2nd and 9. Big play. 1st and goal, call at the 8-yard line for Bishop Dwenger. Casey O'Boyle, what do you got?
Guys, from my vantage point, that looked like 6 all the way, but give credit to Demarius Ridley. Had broken thumbs, missed 3 weeks this year, made a game-saving tackle potentially if the Saints don't get a touchdown here.
The Snider Panthers have been tough in the red zone tonight, Mark, so this is no give me. 1st and goal from the 8. Again to Amon Clark up the middle. He does nothing there. He kicks it out left, and he picks up about 4, maybe 3. Tried to go off the left side. There was nothing there. He bounced it wide left and just tried to outrun the folks to the corner. Didn't make it. He is inside the 5-yard line.
John Fitterspiel did a great job. He about blocked someone in the back, and he just laid off.
Amon Clark is gimping a little bit. Sledge is now the only back in the backfield. Fitterspiel moves over to the right. A bunch package tight to the right. Under center, there's the quick pitch to Sledge. Nothing there. And a flag. I think we're going to have a hold. Not only is it a tackle in the backfield by the Snider defender. Who was that, Mark?
Marcus Green.
Marcus Green broke into the backfield, and that's going to be holding against the Saints, trying to get Marcus Green. Wasn't even close. Good call by the official. and the Saints are shooting themselves in the foot here in the red zone.
Well, Marcus Green just made a play. I mean, that's what you want from your seniors.
That's a big boy play.
Make a play, and he read it, and he just stuffed it. I mean, he went on an angle outside to his outside left and just broke it up.
4:36 to go. Snider leads 17-12. The Saints are threatening, and they are still in the red zone. The ball sits at the 19-yard line. Second and goal, folks. Second and goal from the 19. Here we go. Lamont Clark still in the game behind Pichelny. One receiver, Norton, is to the right. One receiver, Fetterspiel, to the left. Fakes it. Looking deep. Looking to the end zone. To Norton. Flag on the play. And Norton has the ball. That's a touchdown for the Bishop Dwenger Saints. And there is a flag, so hold everything. I think it's going to be what,
pass
Mark?
Interference. Defensive
on the
pass
defense.
Interference, yeah.
What a dive by Norton in the corner of the end zone. He laid out and did a Superman and caught the ball and got up and showed it to the official. 4:19 to go here. Let's see the call. Holding on the defense. That'll be declined. The result of the play is a touchdown. Saints are about to take the lead. Casey.
That is one of the most unbelievable catches I think we've ever seen, certainly since Tyler Eifert made a catch in this series of I tell you what, Zach Norton, he was interfered by Taj Starks. I saw the penalty flag come out, guys, and I gave up on the play. And then at the last second, I saw him dive. Unbelievable catch. Gives the Saints the lead. I can't believe what I just saw there.
Wow, and the Saints are going to take a timeout and think about what they want to do. They have a 1-point lead. Do you go for the 2 now, Mark, and try to stretch it to 3?
Yeah,
you have to.
Well, one doesn't do
any good. You have to go
so
for
you might
2.
as well line up with your offense and go. But let's talk about Pichelny then. He put it where it had to be. He had to put it on the outside where no one else could catch it but Norton. And he put it right there.
I mean, it was right there.
Norton made a great play. What I loved about it, Norton gets up and shows it to the official like, I caught it here.
I caught it.
Come on.
Yeah, he sure
Call
did.
a touchdown.
So the Saints are talking about what they want to do on this point after try. Now the Saints on a 19-yard Pichelny to Norton hookup have taken the lead 18-17 here in the fourth quarter. So the Saints need a 2-point play here. They need a good one. I'm with you. Bring the offense back out and go for 2. Don't no razzle-dazzle with your kicking team.
No, we're not fooling anybody. Didn't fool anybody all night. Well, the first one kind of did, but it's broken down up front. But no, and as a coach, you practice these. You have about 3 or 4 plays to go on. You're going after 2.
The Saints like to go overloaded. They like to go heavy on one side, unbalanced. They didn't do it here.
Yeah, it's unbalanced, Joe.
Is it? Oh, it is.
No, it isn't. No, he's way out there. Slant.
I was going to say they like to do a quick pitch. The slant is there on the right side. Here it is. No, they're going to give it to Sledge up the middle. Sledge has it. 2-point conversion good for the Saints. And the Saints have just taken a 20-17 lead with 4:19 to go in this ball game, trying to win a conference championship. It's been 4 years since they've beaten the Snider Panthers. And here on homecoming, we've got a great one.
Will Johnson that time. Who else was down there? And Lawrence Johnson. They were laying on the ground, just despondent. Couldn't believe that they didn't make the tackle. They're coming off here, helmets are off, and they're really fired up down here on the Snider side. They look a little shocked though.
Fourth quarter sponsor tonight. Help support your Catholic parish or school and help yourself in the process with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union's Elevate program. Call Elevate at 844-230-6611 or visit them online at ndelevate.com to learn more. Let's go down to Casey O'Boyle.
A little bit of an ugly scene there. I mean, the Panthers are losing their cool. Let's face it, they have not been in this kind of battle all season long. They've run roughshod up and down the field with that passing game and their running game. No defense has done this to them all year long. And now the defense on the other side is letting down the Panthers, and they're starting to lose their cool a little bit. Coach Kurt Tippmann just told 2 or 3 players, calm down.
Okay, here we go. We've been seeing pop-up kicks all night, and I got to believe we're going to see the same thing. They are not going to kick deep to hip and hammer. And here we go. The referee has blown it into play. And there's the kick, and it is deep left. It is not to hip and hammer. And there's the kick, and it is caught by number 16, and he is drugged down at the 38-yard line. Finally brought down by 2 defenders. A good return there by number 16 for the Snider Panthers. Check it, we're going to hold the flag. That was Demarius Ridley. But hold everything. Let's see what the flag is.
It looks like it's going against the Panthers.
The referees are talking about it. They're trying to get it straightened out here. We're waiting on a call. Still no call, and it's definitely Panthers. I haven't seen a call, but the referee's marching it back. The official's marking it back. Potentially a holding call, but I'm speculating.
Okay, hold on to your britches. Here we go. 4:11.
4:11 to go. Saints lead 20 to 17. The ball's on the Panther 27-yard line. 1st and 10. And this Panther offense is the number 1 offense in the city, and they average 50 points a game. Let's see what they can do in the last 4:11.
There's their weapons. Let's see what they
Hippenhammer
do.
running right to left, faked it. He's going to throw over the middle, and it's intercepted by Mike Hake, and he's got a path and a trail to the end zone, and he's finally drugged down, and a flag comes in. Drugged down by Isaac Stiebling. Isaac Stiebling throws only his 2nd interception of the year to Mike Hake, who was in perfect position. Saints will take over. Let's check the late flag.
Oh, man, he broke in the football. Stiebling did not see him. He was trying to go over the middle again. It's been open. Stiebling's missed 3 throws over the middle. He tried it again, and the Dwenger kid just read it and broke in the football and just took off.
It was not there, Casey O'Boyle. What did you see?
Well, I tell you what, they've run that jet sweep time and time again, and they just keep faking it. You know, I'm kind of wondering why they haven't tested the edge a little bit more with that. By the same token, Stiebling really telegraphed that pass. As soon as he faked the handoff to Hippenhammer, he looked right down the middle of the field, and Mike Hake was there waiting for the ball.
Mike Hake picks up his 3rd interception of the season. The call is holding against the Saints on the return after the interception. So the Saints will take over 1st and 10, and they are threatening the red zone. The ball sits at the Snider 23-yard line, and the Saints won't be in a hurry here on this offensive series. Run the ball, take care of the ball, and burn the clock, and try to get some points.
Snider has not been down in the 4th quarter all year. We know that.
You're right. These starters have not seen a 4th quarter all year. And the give is to Clark up the middle. He's got some room, and it's stopped quick there, but not before Clark picks up 5 on 1st down and does, in fact, take the ball into the red zone. 19-yard line is where it's spotted, the 19-yard line of Snider. Again, the Saints are moving right to left on your radio dial. 3:40 to go in the game. Saints lead 20 to 17. 2nd and 6 from the Snider 19.
Ernie Bodrab's saying, hang on to the football. Hang on to the football. The Dwenger needs to score here, Joe.
They do need to score. 3-point lead doesn't do anything when you have Isaac Stiebling and those talented athletes on the other side just waiting to get the ball back.
And they've got a good kicker.
Play clock's down to 5, 4, using as much as they can. They give to Clark up the middle. Here comes the run blitzes now. You're going to see the run blitzes because the Panthers know what the Saints are going to do.
Will Johnson that time just came from his defensive end from behind. There's just sniffing. They're coming
Play
hard.
action now, Coach Watts? Well, it's 3rd down. They're going to expect that, though, now. Right?
No, I don't think they're going to expect that.
They're going to just think we're going to let the Saints are going to let the clock run. 2:55 to go.
Right. No, I'm play action here. You've got to play to win.
Play to win. Thank you.
You have to play to win here. So you've got 2 downs to get 7 yards, and whatever it takes to do it. But they've been loading the box. Snider has. That's how Monty Clark broke that last one.
3rd and 7. The ball sits on the 20-yard line. They lost one in that last play. Saints lead 20 to 17 here in the 4th. A little reverse to Norton. He's got it. And a flag on the play. 2 flags on the play. We're going to see a block in the back. This one's coming at back. I believe Norton was close to the 1st down marker, but it's all for naught because there was a block in the back on the far sideline. So the Saints are going to have to take another crack at 3rd down.
And that was a good play. There you go. He just wasn't up the middle.
Holding, not blocking the back, but a holding on the Saints. So that one's coming back and going to bring up a 3rd and long for the Saints.
About 3rd and 15.
Casey O'Boyle, take it away.
Again, just another observation. It seems like every time Dwyer tries a little razzle-dazzle or a trickery of some kind, it's backfired against them. I think when they've played their game, they've had their way in many regards.
You're exactly right. We haven't seen a lot of razzle and dazzle out of the Saint team. It's always been kind of punch in the mouth and let's get it done. Snider Panthers are going to take a much-needed timeout here in the 4th quarter. Let's reset. 2:27 to go. Saints lead 20 to 17. The Saints have the ball on the Panther 28-yard line. 3rd and 15 Mark, what are you going to run here?
Well,
and are you in 2-down territory?
In 2-down territory,
have to
yes,
be.
have to be. 3 points really figures not going to do a whole lot of good. I'm going maybe some type of run. You've got to keep this clock running. The more clock you can take off, the more pressure you're going to put on Snider when they do get the football, even though they're down 3. And their offense has not looked that good the second half. So they've not handled the pressure too well. I'm going to run the ball here. If I throw it, it's going to be a nice little screen pass, something that I know this clock is not going to stop. You have to keep this clock running these next 2 plays.
Is there another quarterback loosening up on the sidelines, Mark? Here we go for the Snider Panthers potentially, but let's focus on what's at hand here. The Saints face a 3rd and 15. Pachelny has Amon Clark behind him in the backfield. Receiver to the left, one to the right. You got to believe he's rolled out in these positions earlier in the game, Mark. Gives it to Amon Clark right up the middle. Nothing going. Nothing going there. No gain at all. Bringing up the 4th and 15, and Kirk Tittman calls a timeout with 2:20 to go.
Make him use his timeout.
That's Snider's second timeout. Let's get some updates down with Nick Gray.
Hey guys, we're starting to have some finals here, and one big final is Homestead does end up beating Bishop Lures 28-21. That one's in the books. Northrop's up on Southside 48-6. Concordia's beating Northside 23-2. Carroll up on Wayne 49-6. Leo's beating Clinton City actually to the final 35-0. Belmont over to town 21-6. And East Nova's up on New Haven 55-20. And St. Louis has beaten the Cubs top of the 9th 4-0.
Wow.
Back up to you, guys.
Thank you for that, Nick. Okay, here we go. 4th and 16 for Bishop Dwenger. They have the ball at the Snider 29-yard line, moving right to left. Let's see what Ernie Bojap wants to do coming out of this timeout. Snider again called a timeout, stop the clock with 2:20 to go. Saints lead 20-17. And Pachelny is in the game. You have to go here.
Throw it long, go for the touchdown. If they intercept it, doesn't matter.
Pachelny looks over the defense, gets situated. Sledge is in the backfield with him. There's the snap, fakes it to Sledge. Throws it over to the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Berghoff. Good defense over there for the Snider Panthers in the corner of the end zone. And here we go.
I like the call. He went for the 6, and it was just ball was being bobbled by both the offense and
I got
defense.
some.
Casey Oboe was right there. What'd you see, Casey?
Oh, I saw a great effort by both guys. Berghoff had it initially. Ridley took it away from him. Berghoff had the last chance, but he couldn't corral it before he fell to the ground. Great throw, great effort by both guys. Now we'll see what these Panthers are made of.
Let's see what's going on here now, Casey. Well, the number 1 defense in the city, the Bishop Dwenger Saints, the number 1 defense against the number 1 offense. This is exciting with 2:13 to go.
Man.
Saints lead 20-17 here on homecoming at School Stadium.
That's all that Panthers wanted.
Looking
One
left,
more shot.
looking left is Steebling. He throws it up there and is intercepted by Obergefell. Another interception. He's running down the sideline. I don't know if anybody's going to get him, and they finally do push him out of bounds. Obergefell gets another pick. Steebling's last 2 passes have been intercepted, Mark. This young man's had 1 interception on the entire season, and the Saints get 2 on back-to-back plays, and there's pure disbelief on that Snider sideline.
He forced the ball, Joe. That was not there. He was covered all the way, and he just thought that he could throw it on too fast. I'm not explaining this properly, but it wasn't there. He just needed to throw that out of bounds. The ball wasn't. The defender was all over.
The Saints turned the ball over early in this game, and the Snider Panthers have turned it over late. So here we go. Obergefell reels in his 3rd interception on this season and gives the Saints offense the ball back. Snider still has 1 timeout remaining, but the Saints are in control here with 2:01 to go in the 4th. The ball is in the red zone at the 20-yard line. Saints lead 20-17. Expect a lot of run coming up right here. Pachelny gets it, hands it off to Clark, and he is corralled in the backfield.
Marcus
Nothing
Green.
going. Marcus Green's played a heck of a ball game tonight.
Gosh.
Number 99, just a man out there. And really, there's Kirk Tittman uses his last time out with 1:51 to go. 17-20 is your score. The Saints on top. For what we call, this should be for the SAC championship, Mark, wouldn't you agree? Next week, Snider plays South, and the Saints host Wayne. These two teams are not going to lose to Southside Wayne.
No, and right now, this is going to make these two teams better, especially Snider.
They haven't had to play 4 quarters all year.
That's correct. And we're going to see really how good these teams were. I think we found out Dwenger is a little bit better than people thought, and Snider might not be as good as people thought. Two good teams, but it really shows you a good defense put some pressure on Stiebling, and he really
knocked him around early.
And he was not the quarterback we've seen the second half.
No, he has certainly not completed 71% of his passes tonight, and that's what he came into this game. He's completing 71 on the season. He didn't get there tonight. Here we go. The Saints take the field again. Pichelny is in shotgun, 2 backs. And the student body for the Dwenger Saints have their phones up with all their lights on. That's a pretty cool look. But back to the game. Pichelny takes it, gives it to Amon Clark. He's going to his right, and he is brought down inbounds. What Amon Clark did nicely there is got down as he was going to go out of bounds. He got down to keep that clock running. Snider has no timeouts. They can't stop this clock. 1:35 to go, and clock is running. We have a 3rd down for the Saints. 3rd and 16 from the Snider 25. 17-20 is your score. Saints lead this one.
You double shocked this one.
I did. And as you remember, I double shocked Howard this in tailgate talk. I was the only one that believed in the Saints.
What a ball game. What a ball game. It's not over.
It is not over. It's not over till there's 0 showing. 1:08. Here we go. It's snapped, given to Sledge right up the middle. Big Sledge is in a scrum, and he picks up about 5 yards. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 4th down right there. Casey O'Boyle, let's talk to you.
Yeah, real quick. At halftime, after Nick's stellar halftime interview with Principal Shifley, Mr. Shifley turned to me, and he listened to the pregame tailgate talk, and he thought that whole thing was scripted. That's how what a coward you are, Joe, that you didn't go with your golden helmet.
Didn't you use the C word?
I don't know if I did, but me and Bootsy had to talk you into that. You owe us at least breakfast or lunch because you didn't believe in the Saints.
The clock continues to run, 26. I believe the Saints are going to let the play clock, which is 5, go down to 1 and call a timeout and then figure out what they're going to do. And there's the timeout, the final timeout by the Saints with 20 seconds to go in the 4th quarter. Saints lead 20-17. Mark, you go for it. Go for the end zone.
Oh, of course you do. But,
because 20 seconds to go, you don't want to try a field goal because you don't want something blocked in return. I think you take another shot at the end zone.
Sure you
on
do.
4th down, 4th and 11.
I'm just shaking my head here. I cannot believe, really, that Snider is held 17 points.
They have not scored in the second half.
It's just really with the weapons they have. Coach Tim will be interested. I'll be interested to see how he felt like he should have maybe got Hippenhammer more involved. I don't think really, as Casey said, they kind of faked that sweep to him a couple times. But Hippenhammer, I don't know what he's done tonight, but I don't think it's been a whole lot.
No, and that was the plan coming in. Ernie was most worried about Hippenhammer, so his game plan was to keep it away to him, special teams-wise, but also to really keep an eye on him when he was on the field in an offensive position. Here we go. The Saints are back on the field in the huddle. You got to believe they're gonna throw one to the end zone, but throw it to a corner of the end zone. Don't throw it down the middle of the field, and throw it where nobody else can get it. Right, Mark?
They'll run it.
And they do run it to Sledge right up the middle, and Sledge is brought down close to the 1st down. Not going to be enough on 4th and 10. Sledge picks up 8, and it's going to be a turnover on downs with 15.8 seconds to go, and the ball is going to be placed down at the Snider 13-yard line with 15 seconds to go. Snider has no timeouts. 13-yard line is where it's placed down. 1st and 10. Saints lead 20-17. We have 16 seconds to go to find out who will be the SAC champion in 2015.
And I still would put a defender back here at the 50 or the 45-yard line. I don't know why teams don't do that, but they're too deep right now. 5 under, too deep.
Look for these defenders to pin their ears back and just come after Stiebling. And here they come. There's the throw, and it is caught and lateraled, and down goes. Caught by Bramley, pitched it back to David Turner on the old hook and ladder, and it's not enough for a first down, so the clock will continue to run. 1-0 in your 2015 SAC. They snapped it. He's throwing deep. He's got Malik, and another interception by Austin the Anvil Burns, and that will seal it. Your 2015 SAC champions are the Bishop Dwenger Saints, and there is a bedlam of a pile of gold helmets out on the field right now to celebrate. This is the same team that extended a losing streak at the beginning of the year to 7, and now they've won 7 in a row, Mark, and they will be the SAC champions, and they beat the undefeated number 2 ranked Snider Panthers here on homecoming.
Joe, remind me, we talked about tailgate talk. Dwenger had 3 games in a row that they had won. Then Kurt Tippmann just couldn't beat them. They beat him 42-41. Snider beat Dwenger on the extra point overtime, and now Snider had won the last 3 in a row, and this reminds me a lot of it. It's just that Dwenger has come back. These teams are close again, and Dwenger, what a great win, and what a great win for Ernie Beaudrat. If you didn't hear me earlier in the broadcast, I talked to him. I said, Ernie, how's this feel? He said, Mark, I've not had a big game like this since the 80s. He says, it feels great. And to come out here and lead the Saints to a victory, you just have to feel good for him and the story.
Well, and I hope Casey's getting to him to get to talk to him. Ernie's always so generous to talk to us right after the game.
So what a ball game. But
wow, it's everything we expected.
The difference in the game, the defense, Dwenger's defense came up strong against the Snider offense.
Well, and that's why I picked them in tailgate talk, because I believe defense wins championships, and the Saints defense held this number 1 offense in the SAC, held them to 0 points in the second half.
Yeah, that is quite a feat.
What a job for the Saints defense, their coaching staff, what a game to prepare. And I can't say enough about the Snider team and how they prepared, disciplined, played hard, played clean, and just a great game for both of these guys. Well coaches, hats off to Ernie Beaudrat, Chris Schwarzkopf, and Kurt Tippmann and his staff. And I think Casey's still trying to effort somewhere down there. And go ahead.
Okay. Coach, great effort to hold that team to 17.0 in the second half. Your secondary, fantastic, 3 picks. Talk a little bit about the preparation this week and the performance.
You know, our kids have played great all year. We've just we asked them to cover them, and they did. You know, we mixed up our coverages a little bit, but it was on our kids. They were on them all night.
Stiebling was off his game for sure. It looked like the timing was off. Was that the game plan, to pressure him and also pressure those receivers at the line?
You know, originally it was. We were trying to pressure them, but they're great. They did some things, so we had to mix it up a little bit.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Guys, I'm going to try to find Coach Beaudrat and then Zach Norton if we have a minute.
Yeah, Casey, just keep efforting down there. You know, Jimmy Sullivan picked 2 picks, back-to-back plays for against Stiebling by his defensive backs, and I'm sorry about that last play. I didn't think they were going to get it off, but they did. And
they did.
Then a 3rd interception, 3 interceptions tonight for the defensive backs for Bishop Dwenger. Isaac Stiebling came into the game with only 1, and he throws 3 here tonight, and 1, of course, was in desperation the last play of the game. But really a solid defensive performance by the Saints.
Well, that was the difference in the ball game. I mean, they just pressured Stiebling enough. They knocked him down a few times. He was off a little bit in this game. You'd have to say Dwenger's defense had a lot to do with that.
And the Dwenger offense, really, they came in and stuck with what they do, which is get behind that big offensive line and run the ball. And a couple turnovers early, which we're not used to seeing. But they never panicked, never gave up, and never lost faith. We're going to take a 1-minute break here while Casey is efforting. 1-minute break. You're listening to SAC Football on Redeemer Radio, 106.3 FM.
Matthew F. Hatfield, a health insurance specialist for those aged 65 and older, and for those under age 65 receiving Social Security disability. Matt provides Medicare supplement plans, Medicare Part D prescription drug plans, Medicare Advantage plans, dental, vision, and hearing aid insurance plans, and long-term care insurance plans. For taking good care during the best years of your life, call Matthew F. Hatfield at 484-6606.
You can help support your Catholic parish or school with Notre Dame Federal Credit Union's Elevate program. You'll not only enjoy excellent personal service and save money with your new loan or credit card, you'll also be giving money back to the participating parish or school you care about. Let Notre Dame Federal Credit Union elevate all participating parishes or schools. Elevate can be reached at 844-230-6611 or visit us online at ndelevate.com. Independent from the university.
Welcome back to Spooler Stadium here where the Bishop Dwenger Saints have defeated the Snider Panthers 20-17. We're going to take it down to Casey O'Boyle. Casey, who do you have there with you?
Oh, I've got two-way senior starter, stalwart starter, one of many heroes tonight, Zach Norton. Zach, take us back to that catch. Amazing play. You were interfered with on the play. You didn't give up on it. Somehow you came up with the ball.
I was on the sideline. I told Coach I wanted a shot. He gave me a play, go to the corner. I told Blake throw where only I could get it. He did, and I just made the play.
Talk about your defense tonight. My goodness. Holding that team to 17 points, no points in the second half. Amazing job by the entire defense.
Well, it's huge. A lot of us had to dig deep. A lot of people were battling with some injuries, some pains. We just dug deep, and I couldn't be more proud of our team.
What does this say about Bishop Dwenger football? After last year's rough year, the loss to Lures to open the season, now you take care of business next week. You got to still win that game. What does this say about the Saints right now?
I think it says that we're back to being where we were, 5 years ago when we had those couple straight years of being SAC championships. I think that this was a defining moment in Dwenger history.
Absolutely. Congratulations, Zach.
Thank you.
All right, guys, you heard it. Back up to you.
Casey, I'm going to cover some stats here. Get over there and get with Ernie, would you? Your job's not done yet. I'll tell you when you're done. Okay, here we go. Let's talk about the post-game sponsor. Tonight's post-game sponsor is Bishop Luers High School, a Catholic educational community that instills in each student dignity, integrity, respect, and responsibility. Catch the Luers spirit at www.bishopluers.org. Okay, looking at these stats real quick for Clark tonight. Amon Clark, 33 carries, 213 yards.
Wow.
We did think like the Saints would be able to run against them, and they did. Pachelny, 9 of 20 for 111 yards. The big one was the 19-yard hookup to Zach Norton in the end zone.
And he managed the game well.
Berghoff, the senior, 3 catches, 37 yards. Looking now for the Snider Panthers. Dominic Scott, the fine running back for the Panthers, 12 carries, 76 yards. Stiebling, 10 of 27. He was held to 10 of 27 for 120 yards, 3 interceptions. Not a Stiebling-like night for that young man, but he's still a quality kid, and he's going to do a great job at Eastern Michigan. And in the second half for Stiebling, he was 2 out of 12. Mark Stiebling was held to 2 out of 12 by that Saints defense in the second half with 3 interceptions. And remember, again, he came into this game with only 1 interception. And it looks like Casey has Coach Coach Ernie Bodrab, and make sure he knows he's got another one to win before he is SAC champion.
I'm going to remind him of that, Joe, but you just settle down up there. I got a happy Coach Ernie Bodrab. Congratulations, Coach. To hold that team to 17 points, 0 in the second half. Talk about your defense tonight.
They've been doing it all year. Even in our first opening loss to Bishop Luers, they gave us a chance the whole time. But they've been the ones that have been the mainstay for us every single game. They're the ones that gave us a chance. Now that our offense is starting to roll, we're able to reciprocate.
Talk about that catch by Norton. That was an unbelievable play. In this series, there have been storied moments, signature plays. That's one of them that'll stand out for years to come.
It certainly will. They'll remember that one for a long time. We knew coming in, the coaches kept telling the guys, there's going to be 4 or 5 big plays in this game, and we need to be the ones that make them. And we got to be ready when preparation meets opportunity, and that was what happened.
Okay, to seal the deal, you still have to take care of business next week against winless Wayne. How do you keep these kids focused this week to make sure you finish the job?
I have no worries at all because every week that we've had an opponent, no matter how good or what their record was, we told them it's the biggest game of their life, and that's the way we will go into this week, and that's the way these kids will practice this week.
What does this win say about the state of Bishop Dwenger football after last year's rough year, the tough start this year, losing at Luers, and then to rattle off 7 in a row and beat Snider on their home field?
Bishop Dwenger football is back.
Amen to that. Hey, back up to you guys. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Casey, thanks a lot. I see Coach Schwarzkopf making his way across the field. He's got to be pretty happy as well about how things worked out tonight. Always wishing Coach Schwarzkopf the best, and our prayers stay with him and his family. Listen, what a game. Mark, any final thoughts tonight?
Oh, it's just there were 2 good teams, and I think this is going to propel, especially Snider, in the playoffs. You hate to get a loss like this, but they'll make them a better team. and they've got to learn to play against a little adversity. And that's the first time they've done it. I think Eric Stiebling, who's a great quarterback, he forced a couple things tonight that cost him. And I think he won't do that again, and it'll make him just better in the playoffs.
I agree. Well, that's going to do it for us here in the booth at Spooler Stadium. Again, the Saints are victorious over Snider on homecoming, 20-17. For sideline reporter Casey O'Boyle, Nick Gray also down there taking care of things for us with our updates. For Mark Watts here in the booth, I'm Joe Wharton. Thank you for listening to SAC Football Action here on Redeemer Radio 106.3 FM.
In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen.